You like, subscribe, follow, even download. Giddy up.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored. They did it.
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Folks, Bob Mannery here, and you're listening to Agree to Disagree, the flagship, only on A2D Radio. Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgazzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc, Make 'em Yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Tom Arnone, Greg Milakovic, Brian Wilson. No Uncle Sweeps today. Be back with us next week. The family out there joining us. What is happening? Make sure if you're just getting in, you hit that like, hit that subscribe. Giddy up. Let's talk about it. Crumb of the week later on the show. The Eagles offense is fine. Is it? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about how everybody is a goddamn hero on Twitter, right? I'm tired of words, baby. I am so sick and tired of goddamn words. All right, actions. I know I'm a word guy, but that being said, I'm not playing a sport. But if I'm playing a sport, it's actions. Words mean shit to me. Actions mean it all. So we'll talk about the Eagles offense. Philly's first spring game today, not televised, which is a crock of shit. I don't understand.
Yeah,
why
we'll televise the Sunday game. We'll televise the Monday game. What the fuck is going on?
Can we get a flip phone one time? Can somebody get can we go live on a phone? Something down there? It's a mess. And what is a mess is anytime the Sixers play the Cleveland Cavaliers. And the Sixers lose to the Cavs again, 0-2 versus the Cavs this year. And that's going to tie into our poll question, brought to you by bodycheckwellness.com. And you can use promo code A2D and get yourself 20% off at checkout. That's bodycheckwellness.com, promo code A2D. All right. And there are a lot of products that promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. They come in extracts, blends, gummies, topicals. So whatever you need, it's phenomenal. Go check them out. I get the clarity and focus, and you get 20% off by using promo code A2D. Our poll question: Tobias Harris is more important than the Sixers than given credit for. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where you can find us live. Everywhere you get your podcast, we're there as well. Like, subscribe, follow, download. Say it a million times. So do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
You can do it.
I mean, it's sort of an easy poll, but this, I mean, listen, there's not, we could go circle back and talk Eagles, no open Eagles. That's a waste of time. Sixers don't play today. So we'll sort of talk about last night. We'll talk about them moving forward into the All-Star break and when they come out and how important that third fiddle is that we talked about before we came on the show. I mean, right before we came on, we discussed that, like, you know, Ben and Joe did what they needed to do last night, right? Where was that other production at? I mean, you're taking 20 points off the court with no Tobias. And it's not like just the usual, guy drops to 20. Like, it's been consistent. It's been steady. Outside of like 2 games, maybe, he's been extremely steady in his production. Like, even if he's struggling a little bit, he always gets to his mark, and he's hit a lot of big shots for us. So, I mean, I agree wholeheartedly to this. I don't know how anybody would disagree. You know, this team's not deep enough to be missing one of them 3 guys and being able to win consistently. It's not an excuse. You should be able to beat Cleveland without him. I get it. But this team is paid and built around there are 3 guys. I mean, that's who the money goes to. All right, that's the money guys. The money guys show up in the fourth quarter, which Tobias has, which Joe has, which Ben has. That's money time. Always is. Right? These other guys, maybe they do come around in the fourth quarter once in a while. All right? Seth, who stunk last night. Shake, maybe. All right? Danny Green, who's hit big shots in the fourth in the past. All right? Maybe these guys, they're going to do it once in a while, but the consistency isn't always going to be there, and that's not why they're not. That's why they're not max money players. So you're max money. You play max money guys for the fourth quarter, right? 8 minutes to go. Right? That's when I find out who's good on a basketball court. So with no Tobias, this team is they're like the Boston Celtics to me, right? With no Kemba. All right, you got Jalen and you got Tatum, and then who else? Right? Who else? And especially when they had no Marcus Smart, right? So it's real similarities when you take away the third guy. Like, and if you take Tobias away for a long period of time, like if he would have been out 6 to 8 weeks, like, are they going to win games? Yeah, because other guys would eventually step up in spots, and they would play okay, but they're not going to be a 1 or 2 seed like they are now. Like, that's not who they would be. So yeah, I mean, he's hugely he's big time important for this basketball team. And people last year he got a lot. People were critical of him, and there was no Jimmy, and they chose him over Jimmy. And I stood on an island because of age that I probably would have leaned towards keeping Tobias if I had to keep one, just because he was 28 at the time, right? Like, I just feel like that gives me a guy who's playing through his max money, through his primes, right? And I mean, Jimmy's a pimp, but you understand, like 2 years from now, is Jimmy going to be a pimp still? I don't know. I expect Tobias to still be at the top of his game, wherever that may be, 20, 22 a game, right? I still expect him to be there. So I love what Tobias has brought this year. I think he's brought toughness. I think a lot of things, and he's one of your vets in a way. He's become one of your vets, and he's played with Doc. He's so important to this basketball team, and way more than he's given credit for too. And that's the poll. Not is he important to his basketball team? Is he more important than given credit for? That's the thing. And yes, agree. Because everybody talks about this basketball team, and they talk about Ben and Joe, and rightfully so. But this guy's a max money guy who walks into 20 a night. I need him. And in a stretch four world that the NBA is, I desperately need him. Like, Mike's got out of post a little bit over the last 2 nights. Okay? Furkan is what he is. Like, if he gives you that hot night once in a while, it's a win. But when he's starting for you, all right, or getting major minutes as a 4, you're in trouble. And you were last night, because Mike Scott and Furkan aren't as good defenders as Tobias either, which he's a little underrated for, because he's
definitely gotten better.
Yeah, got big time better since last year. So, to me, this guy needs to get some respect on his name. And now we lost the last time to Cleveland with no Joe. So, I mean, both times we lost to Cleveland this year, I think it was no Joe or no Ben. One of them two was missing. I know that for a fact. I think it was no Joe in Cleveland when we lost to him.
Yes.
Right? And now you have no Tobias. And it just goes to the point that this team is not good enough to be missing one of them 3 guys over a period of time. That's why it's so important for us to either be in the buyout market, right, and not go make a splash trade. We don't need to do that. They just need to be in the buyout market for some of these vets that can come in here and give you some stability off your bench. Because if them 3 guys play last night, you win at home. All right? I'm not saying you win on the road if them 3 play, because your bench production was putrid. So, there's guys that need to step up.
Again, right?
And he put Seth Curry in a role where he's got to shoot more. Well, I mean, it's not his brother. I mean, 1 for 13 is fucking atrocious. So I agree. I think Tobias Harris has been a guy who's taken a lot of heat so far, and some rightfully so, right? Absolutely rightfully so. But this year, he's a huge asset for this basketball team. He's so important, and his skill set is even more important than all the rest. Mm-hmm. And he's a leader, and he's a guy who's comfortable with Doc and the staff, and has grown into a max money guy for the most part. I'm not going to crown him max money. I mean, I don't really care who's getting paid in a way, but he's played into that money. He's shown you, like, where last year it's like he's not worth this money. Well, this year showed you, like, no, he's worth every penny to this basketball team and how they're constructed. So That's what I got to say about it. Family out there, let us know. Greg, Wilson, let us know. Tobias Harris are more important to the Sixers than giving credit for. That's the key. Then giving credit for. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know everywhere, peeps. And make sure, hit that like, hit that subscribe over on the tube or on Facebook or on Twitter or on Twitch, wherever the hell you're at. Join in the conversation with us. Boys, whoever wants to go next, go ahead.
You go, Greg.
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely going to agree with you, Tommy. And I think you kind of hit on it towards the end of your, your talk was the fit with this team, right? Toby has grew into that third fiddle, right? That third chair to where he doesn't need the ball in his hands. He doesn't need to be the guy, but he's grown into that role with Ben and Joel to where he is the third amigo, right? The three amigos. He's the third amigo, and he needs to be there. You look at, the couple, even when he's been there against the Raptors last week, the game we lost, he struggled. He wasn't as efficient. He wasn't as good, missed a lot of shots. We obviously got blown out, right? Or we got beat. So again, even games that he plays that he doesn't play up to his normal shows how important his game is to this team, to Ben and Joel, to help, run alongside those guys as they take this team, and all three of them take this team, hopefully, as far as we can go this year. So I absolutely agree, and it's the fit side.
1-0 Phils. I know Bryce Blackwell chimed in that, but 1-0
1-1 now.
All right, well, lead off homer by, guess who?
Mickey, right?
No, Adam Hazley. So
Hazley,
let's
good
go.
Start. Good start for the kid. Good
Get
start
the
for the kid.
needle. He got the needle.
It's a good start for the kid that I think all of us want to win the job.
Yes.
Go out and no, he's got to go out and do it, but go out and win the job. I want to get back to the poll question. No, I'm not going to. Sorry, but it's 1-1 because I just saw Willie Castro homered for the Tigers. So 1-1. So whoever's pitching, let's a quick homer.
Ivan Nova.
That's a quick.
I didn't even know Ivan Nova was in camp with us.
Well, Ivan Nova let up a lot of homers last year, so it's a trend, and he's still trending. What up, Parker? What up, everybody? What up, Tori? I'm going to disagree, but I agree with you guys. I fully agree. But just to take the other side, I would say any team loses their number 2 scorer. He's our third best player, our second best scorer, right? So anyone that loses their second best scorer, any team's going to struggle to lose their second best scorer. But I do agree, like with everything you guys are saying. Just to take the other side, I would say, like any team that's struggling would struggle without their second best scorer. But it's a terrible loss last night. It's a game we have to win, and Tobias has been spectacular. I have nothing bad to say about Tobias, and I'm a guy that's killed Tobias in the past. Absolutely killed him. I love me some Toby. He's played great this year. He's playing even better defensively than I thought he could play, and he knows his spots. Like Greg said, doesn't have to have the ball in his hands, but he knows his spots. He's deadly from like that 14-foot pull-up jumper is just – I feel like it's good every time. He's got to be 80% on it. And he's hitting big shots, huge shot against the Lakers, obviously. We're going to him when we know he has a mismatch, and he's using his advantage, which is the number one thing I'd say about Joe, Ben, and him this year is that when he got small guys on him, they get in the paint. And that's got to be coming from Doc because we've been preaching it for years. What the fuck aren't they in the paint? Small guys are on them. Small guys are on them. They're finally doing that this year, and I love it. I'm not worried about last night's loss. It's a bad loss. Yes, Shake was bad. Seth was atrocious. I'm not worried about last night's loss because I'm never worried about a fucking regular season game in February. But we do need, I'm still harping on this, but we need some more bench. I know Tom's talking buyout market. We could even look for a trade of a veteran guy, but not giving away any assets. Maybe give away a future first round pick that's protected or something. But just I'm looking for some bench veterans to come in and they have the stability that they know how to play. The guys that have been there before. That's really all it is. Because I just don't trust a lot of these bench guys, right? And I think it's obviously the glaring weakness of the team.
Mm-hmm.
No,
what up, Brandon?
What up, Brandon? It definitely is. It's not as glaring when everybody plays, right?
Yeah, true. Or when they hit shots, because guys are going to hit shots. It's the NBA. Guys are going to make shots. But I would say, for the most part, it's bad because you're trusting. We have to trust Shake to be really good. Or if Shake's only going to score like 12 to 10 to 12, then we're going to need Corky or Maxey or Dwight or someone to add a double-figure scoring game in, and I'm not sure any of them I can rely on any of them to do it. That's the thing. Like, I know Dwight's going to get minutes. I know Dwight's not going to score, though. You know, Dwight's going to play some defense. Dwight's going to give fouls. He might get a couple good offensive rebounds and buckets, but he's not going to score 10 points. Rarely ever.
Not consistently. No, absolutely.
Yeah, rarely ever.
Rob, I mean, I know typical Brinks, pathetic, unacceptable. You don't care who played and didn't, but I think you have to care who played and didn't, though.
I mean, it's a bad loss. I mean, he's not wrong. It is a bad loss.
No, I mean,
I also don't give a fuck about a February regular season game. Granted, that being said, the Nets are coming, or I'm not sure if they passed us, but the Nets are coming.
No, we still
lost. They lost last night though too. So
still have a half a game, because we both lost. I mean, I was critical of the team last night, Brinks, but I mean, I do care who played and who didn't. Like, I can be critical and say you should beat them regardless, okay? Because you should at home, all right. But nobody else stepped up. So, I mean, it's not pathetic and unacceptable because your two best players played to their level. So, I look at pathetic and unacceptable, Brinks, if them two guys didn't show up. Like, if Joel has the nights he had the 2 nights before that, where he struggled from the field, etc. Right? He got back to Joe a little bit last night. All right. So, Ben was extremely aggressive the entire game in my eyes. Okay. So, that's why it's not pathetic. It's not pathetic. Is it unacceptable?
We missed shots. Shots.
Is it unacceptable? Sure. Pathetic? No, because your best 2 players came to play. So I can't be like, I can be critical of the dudes who didn't, right? I can be critical of Seth Curry, who stunk and cost us a basketball game last night. It's going to happen. Right now, what your response going to be is next time out. All right? Because if not, if he continues to struggle, then I'm really in some trouble on where I got to go find people at. But remember something. With all 5 guys, and I hate to say it, but it's the truth of the matter. With all these 5 guys playing, when they start, they're really hard to beat. And that's just been the proof. Okay? Now they got to play. I'm not telling you, know what I mean? They got to play. But that's the proof. So can you get them to play, and can you add a bench guy? Maybe 1. Right? Maybe 2 if you're feeling good.
Maybe two.
Okay, but one alone that give you double digits off your bench is a win. That's all they're missing. That's all this basketball team is missing is one other guy outside of Shake Milton who can consistently give you double digits, who can check into the game and be a walking offense. Because we talk about they don't have an identity with their second unit. All right, so you got to be able to score that because it's easier to go find scoring than it is to go find defense. So you got to be able to score. And
I like PJ Tucker is a name I like, just to throw that out there, because Houston's falling apart again. They're like 1-9 their last 10. I don't know if you can get him. You might have to give up a little more than you'd want to get him. But PJ Tucker's a guy that's a tough guy, plays good defense, and he'll hit the corner 3. You know that.
Well, Torrey, he's right. I mean, he's wrong because it's a slap in the face like a basketball family and a guy like Danny Green who's won. So I mean, I would tell Charles to slow down a little bit.
But he's right though. It's funny. I mean, it's a funny comment. I'm sure he's like disregarding Seth and Danny Green, but he's probably talking about the bench and a lot of guys that you don't really know on that bench, though.
No, I mean he knows Dwight, so
I know he knows Dwight. He's fucking around.
But I know I love Chucks, but I mean, there's guys it's just you need another name or 2 that right? You know what I mean? It's like I seen a bunch of different like deals getting circulated around there, and they're good ones, like where you get back. I saw one like Lou and Wayne Ellington, which was like an interesting one because now you're getting 2 guys who can score off your bench. Like, hey, like I mean, that's now your bench is like goes from no identity to an identity that they can come in and drop 40, 50 on you just off your bench, right? So
yeah, the Clippers aren't going to trade Lou though.
I understand that. I'm just telling you some of the things little ones.
I've seen a lot of talk about that. That's not coming at you. I'm just saying to everyone out there. Lou's starting to. I know he had a struggle at the start of the year, but he's been putting up double figures now consistently, and he's their bench guy. I mean, he's not
looking for a good wing spot. He was struggling to find some good wings.
I seen Mike Grimm says, George Hill, I like George. I don't love him, but I like him.
Veteran.
Yeah, I mean, can he give you double digits every night? Maybe. I mean, he's probably closer to doing that than what you have coming off. So I mean, I'll take it's one of them things. Like it's almost like the Phillies bullpen, right? Like, well, Archie Bradley looks like you fucking got Mariano Rivera, right? Because it's been so bad that it's like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like the same concept. Like if you go out and give me a guy with a fucking pulse and it's consistent, it's gonna be a love affair, right? Like Mike Scott. Mike Scott's a big part of this because Mike Scott has played better in his last 2 games now. Has started to have a pulse a little bit more. So
I seen him hit a 3 last night.
Yeah, and
he's also
game before.
So that leads me to believe he's getting a little healthy.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
He was kind of banged up with the knee and especially that first COVID game where we kind of had to force him to come off the DL. We didn't want to send him back, so he's getting probably healthy again. And speaking of the COVID, Seth hasn't been right since he came back. You know what I mean? So he's probably still feeling some of the effects of getting his legs back and getting, all that's back from being, having COVID and stuff like that. So
through that shit, period.
What?
COVID or no COVID, like to your point, shooters just go through that shit sometimes too. But missing time and getting set back and not being able to work, right? Like there's truth to it. But now it's like the only disagreement I have, it's been a month and a half.
Completely agree.
Yeah,
but it's not like. I guess my point was it didn't just show up. You know what I mean? It's been. He's had a couple flash games where you're like, all right, maybe he's over it, and then he comes back to earth again.
No, I don't know.
I'm gonna try to use that excuse,
and I'm not gonna sit here and tell a guy how it affects his body or doesn't. Right? Like I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know for sure. You hear reports of lung issues down the road a little bit. I don't know, but I do know is that when you're a guard in this league, your lungs and your legs are pretty important because you got to move and you got to shoot and you got to shoot tired, right? You know what I mean? I'm tired might be the bad word, but you got to shoot.
That's right.
Right, you shoot fatigued a lot of times.
Yep.
So can you keep your heart rate at a level that's right? So I mean, they talk about Seth, his brother. His heart rate's like 80 beats per minute when he's running all around the fucking court because he works on being able to keep his heart rate down. Because when your heart rate goes up over a certain period, your hand-eye coordination gets fucked up. So, we don't talk about that, but it's almost like analytic breathing. You know what I mean? It's like analytical breaths. Getting taken on the court. I watched that on ESPN this morning. It was pretty cool. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, really? I didn't even fucking know that. No wonder I'm all over the place when I play basketball. No clue. Couldn't fucking breathe.
Kids huffing and puffing over here.
I knew. And the more you know.
Just got a cigarette on the mind over there. Jeez.
Oh, I might take a break. The fact that I didn't smoke. But
we are playing the Tigers. Leland talk.
Oh, Jimmy. This one's for you, Jim. This pack's for you.
Then you didn't smoke. I think I watched you get thrown out of a Terry Myers league and light up a cigarette as you walked off the court. I think.
Yeah, but that wasn't in high school. Like when I played basketball. But yes, I mean I did get.
I think he got our whole team thrown out. I think he got.
Yes. Yep.
But I digress.
Competitive junkie. You listen. I would be like worse than like. I always tell people like Mr. Green from the Warriors. And Mr. Cousins, right? Like big T guys, right?
Rasheed Wallace got nothing on Tommy. Sheed's got nothing on Tommy.
Hold my beer, Sheed. Cousins, Mr. Green. I might get 45. I might get 45 teams in a week. They're gonna like I might have to get called into the commissioner's office, once every 2 weeks for just being an animal.
You're getting teed up too much.
Yeah, we need to talk to you.
We need to talk to you. You're gonna start docking your pay.
I did walk off a high school court tour. I didn't light a cig though. I broke the glass. If that matters to anybody, you know what I mean. My mom had to pay for that.
The window. Yeah.
JV basketball too. That's what wasn't even varsity at the time. Basketball was not my. I love basketball, but it wasn't the main sport for the guy. Football and baseball I was better at.
You can play some ball though. You weren't terrible.
Yeah, I wasn't terrible.
Right.
Like. Organized was tougher than unorganized, right? Like I always thought that about basketball. Like organized basketball is always tougher than just go and play in the park.
They always want you to run plays. Everybody's worried about running plays. Running plays. You know what my play is? Get open, find the ball, make it in. That's the play.
Well, I was 6'2". So here's the story. I'll give you a quick story. I was 6'2", playing JV basketball, right? Running the point. Well, what are you doing, bro? Like you know what I mean? You gotta get a guy 6'2", like. Maybe on a 4, maybe run your 4, maybe not handle the ball.
Especially at the JV level.
Yeah, well, this guy kept picking my pocket. Well, and he came and sat me down. I said, why am I running the point? He said, I quit. Freaking walked off, freaking slammed the doors open, going down to the locker room, broke the glass, and never looked back at basketball after that. So that was my last basketball run for organized ball.
Organized basketball, right.
Yeah. But I'll fucking D you up. So, I mean, people want to talk about shit like he might have been picking pockets, but he was getting, it was like Shaq on the other end, like when he's running the court down the other end. I mean, this was hard fouls. This was 2000. You know what I mean? You're allowed to, you know what I mean? There was no flagrants. I mean, guys, I would smoke guys, especially playing JV. You know what I mean? Varsity a little bit, maybe more timid.
This is before the pussification of America. Bullying was completely legal at this point and allowed, encouraged even.
And if you're
Bullying
on JV,
was encouraged.
And if you're on JV, you're trying to make a point. I should be on varsity, so I got to stand out. So I got to.
Everyone knew he shouldn't be on varsity, Greg.
You looked at that bench, Wilson. You should have. I should have been on varsity.
No, you're right. You could have been on varsity.
I don't know why.
There was guys getting minutes. I mean, there's a couple guys that are a little taller than you, I guess, getting minutes that
shouldn't even get minutes.
I don't even know how they consider themselves basketball player.
Hey, win that.
The one guy, I never seen him catch a ball the whole year.
Yeah.
Like this. How you clapping your hands? Gonna catch the basketball.
I played a skill position for football. I can catch the basketball.
Have you ever played a sport in your life? And you know who I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say his name. But come on, dude. Come on.
Listen, they beat Haddonfield.
Come on, dude.
Our senior year, if I play our senior year, we beat Haddonfield because that was a rough and tough environment, and Sticks would need me to help him hit that three as well. So you need that kind of motivation. Like if I played, we were going to the next round because I'm coming off the bench with one mindset: get everybody involved. I'm a dish first guy, and it's fucking come on in, come on, drive the lane. You know what I mean? Come on. I wasn't good at I could hit a shot. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not taking nobody off the dribble like I'm fucking AI. You know what I mean? But there was you know your skill sets, right? Well, I'm good disher.
Yeah, listen, you gotta stay in your you're staying in your lane.
Good disher.
You learn that from Hitch. You don't want to be out here. You gotta stay in your lane. You gotta stay in here. You don't need pizza. They already got pizza there. You gotta stay in your lane.
I was a 6'2" Dennis Rodman out there without the tats. You know what I mean? You think I wasn't getting physical? I mean, I don't know who the head coach was our senior year, but I mean, somebody should have been buying me a.
I will vouch that I've seen him spear a man to the ground after he lost the game. We don't have to say who that was, but I've seen him do it.
Good old
Actually, not to the ground. Let me rephrase that.
Spear
him into a fence. He stayed up, though. He stayed upright because he's just better than Tom.
I don't know
constantly at everything. So, yeah. And it was after he had lost a game. Remember that. After he lost, he speared someone.
He said JV Darryl Dawkins.
Chocolate Thunder.
Levi says, I don't know why I wasn't on varsity. Probably because you quit after you had to play. Ding, 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 ding. I just don't know how Somebody did Nick Saban. You know what I mean? Always.
Yeah,
how did you not Nick Saban?
I'm gonna continue the story for you. It wasn't like he was playing point guard and they had another guy his size on him. He had like a 5'9" little black kid, double his speed, just picking his pockets everywhere he went. The dude was all over him. That's all in his face.
I can't compete with that. Give me in the post. Right. I was Ben without the handle. I felt like I was a boy amongst men out there. Almost guy playing point. You know what I mean? And then how did the head coach senior year, with that bench, and outside of one guy was Mark Monterano, the rest of the bench was atrocious. Awesome. How do you not buy a guy a lunch in the cafeteria? Try to get a guy playing here's a little walking around money.
Heard they got good chocolate chip cookies here, Tom. You ever had them? Fresh baked every morning.
Heard you like technicals.
I said, you won't have to run suicides only once a week.
Yeah, we'll get back to Sixers in a second. But you know what's funny about handles, Don? When you're growing up, they always tell you, work on your weak hand, right? Well, I took that to too much heart. Where I worked on my left so much, it became better than my right, and my right became my left. You know what I mean? I'm if I know how to dribble with my right hand, Like Wilson, anytime I played basketball, I went left. Like it was so weird because I worked on it when I was like a little pup. Like I don't dribble with my left hand all over the fucking world, and then forgot to dribble actually with the hand that was your hand. So yeah, I mean, Tony. Now try running the point. Everybody knows I'm going left hand twice, 2 times. Every time I went right, it was pick. It was like a fucking you know what I mean?
Layup, pick.
It was a layup line. I couldn't even get over half court. It became a layup line. Yeah, brings Kate Cunningham. No, Kate Cunningham pretty good.
I've been seeing him all year. He's fucking stud.
Yeah, he's pretty solid.
First round is the number one overall pick. He is. He's going to be. He's a stud.
So when's All-Star Weekend? Next weekend, right?
Yeah.
Next weekend, yeah.
Yep.
Coming up.
So what do we got? 1 left? Let me check.
2?
And then we play Monday versus the Pacers, right? Okay.
And then Wednesday?
Yeah, I think we have at least 2. Yeah, because then we play the Jazz at home Wednesday. Thursday, nothing. And then Sunday's the All-Star game. Then we come back. We don't come back to Thursday, and then we go on that, and then we go to Chicago. All right. Then we go to Washington on a back-to-back. So Chicago, Washington, back-to-back. All right, and then you come home versus Spurs, and then I think you start this little Westy. Then you're home versus the Knicks, home versus the Bucks. I thought they went west. Maybe later on. Maybe it's that weekend.
It's the end of March. They go west. I looked it up already, Tommy. I'm a West Coast guy. You know, I thrive on the West Coast action. That's the games I get to watch. Like,
so they got a lot of home games then. Outside the back-to-back Bulls, outside of going Bulls, Wizards, which are tricky back-to-backers, by the way.
Real tricky.
Instead of going Bulls, Wizards back-to-back, they're home for the majority of March. Outside of that, because I think they're home. Let me just make sure. I think they're home.
I want to say early 20s is when they go west. Early March 20s, somewhere around like 22nd, 23rd, 24th, somewhere around there.
Oh, why does this do this to me every time? Give me the right day. Yeah, so we got Pacers at home, and then we go Jazz at home. So Pacers, Jazz, before heading into the break. Yeah. So how long? I haven't seen this yet. How long are we without Toby? Is he out?
I don't know. Are they just going to hold him out till after the All-Star break, or is he going to come play? That's the question, really. You know,
he's off here too. It's not like he didn't play last night. He got day off today. It's a contusion, so it's not like it's you think like
so you would think he would play tomorrow.
Fucking heating pad. You know what I mean? Like, hey, can somebody get a heating pad on this guy? Like, hey, Mr. Lop.
It's also Tom. It's right before the All-Star break. They probably don't really care. They'd probably want to at least win one of these last 2. I would hope.
So he obviously missed yesterday, and before the game, he was obviously announcing he was out for yesterday's game. Will be reevaluated in 2 days, so that puts him reevaluated Monday.
Okay, so there's a chance he can play Monday.
There's a decent chance. I would say he either plays Monday and Wednesday, or they say tomorrow he's just going to sit out till after the All-Star break.
Levi, it's a fucking bruise. Take some Advil. Let's not talk. You're out of memory, Lee, of me ripping wearing the pink sweater. I fucking exposed him and wearing the pink turtleneck. Right? I smoked him. I said, "This is a guy I got to leave my team." Fucking pink turtlenecks. Oh fuck. Well, that aged well for me. A lot of crumbs too. So yeah, I mean, my goal is 1-1 going into the break at the minimum. But you would love.
Let me go 2-0. Yeah.
You would love to go. You would love to go in feeling really good about yourselves going into this break. I think it's important for him to come back. Both these games are tough. Without them, they're extremely tough. They're tough with them. So, I mean, I need to see what I have going into the break a little bit, especially like with this bench a little bit more. I need to see some things. So I would hope he comes back before the break. I mean, if not, you would guarantee he's back right after. But, that's when it matters. I mean, that's money time, right? We talk about it, Will. So that's when this whole thing ramps up. Right?
Absolutely.
So you come out of the break, it's a lot faster than it was years past because you're.
Yeah, well, there's only 72. What? No, how many games?
72.
72, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. So, yeah, it's gonna come quick. I would say probably the next month is going to fly by, and then you're like, oh shit, playoffs are about to start.
Yep.
You got to. I mean, it's not like other years. Like every game's more important a little bit, especially once you leave the All-Star break. Especially once you come back from it. Once you come back from the break, it's like ramped up because they played 22 and 12, 34 games. So they'll have 36 before the break.
Yeah, almost about half.
It's exactly half.
That's half. Yeah,
that's half. Wow. Okay. So yeah. So you're talking about
36 after.
You get like a 10-game window coming out the break, right? Right, and then it is officially game on. Where
the last 25 is like a sprint. Yeah.
Yeah, it's life or death. That last 25, life or death game. Start becoming football, right? Start becoming football. Like that's when you can be like, oh, that's fucking acceptable. You know what I mean? Like to the level of that. Now you can crumb them. I mean, I crumbed last night, but I'm crumbing Seth and I'm crumbing Shake Milton. Like, no, this isn't going to fly. Like my stars shot 42 and 24. I need you two to wake the fuck up. Danny Green, I expect that. If Danny Green gives me 9 or 10 points a night, I'm totally go with it because I need double digits from Seth Curry.
He hit one big shot, Danny Green, in the fourth to tie it. I think there was about 3 minutes left when it happened. So, I mean, we'll take that out of Dan. Obviously, he hasn't been great this year, shooting, but we know what we're going to get from him. He's played some pretty good defense, had a big block late in the game. I'll tell you what, to me, like I understand what Brinks is coming at, but we had a chance to win the game. 2 straight possessions. Obviously, Joe missed a shot at the end. I'd love to see him go to the basket there, but I'm not going to – I want him to shoot it. So, I have confidence he can make that shot. They'll step back, baseline jumper. But the possession before that, when he gave up to Danny Green, and Danny Green, like, drove in and just threw it into, like, the fucking center's hands. I don't know what that was. That was a bad possession. That's where we needed points. And I was kind of shocked that I thought if we get it to overtime, we would just establish dominance in overtime and win. So I was kind of shocked that we didn't. But again, I don't care about a fucking February game. And we couldn't hit shots. We had a lot of open looks that we couldn't make. By the way, 6-1 Tigers, bottom 1. Ivanova off to a roaring start.
That's when you just don't even go back to the clubhouse. Just get in the car, head
just start driving home.
Yeah. Rose says that Jazz game Wednesday better get handled. I hope Toby's back. The Jazz has set the litmus. What is it?
Litmus test.
Litmus test
for the Western teams. Every team really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jazz have played amazing,
and they beat us already with no Joe. So you would hope Joe would play.
They just whipped the shit out of somebody last night on the road. They've been just killing everybody. Killing everybody. Home, road. Don't matter.
I'm definitely looking forward to that game, man.
Jazz play damn good D, and they shoot fucking threes crazy. And they hit threes crazy.
Yeah, that's the key. They hit them. But
it's like they saw what the Warriors did. Sorry, Greg. What the Warriors did and how they won. Like everyone always remembers the Warriors. Like before they got Durant, okay. Once they got Durant, they were like fucking unfair. But before they got Durant, they were dominating the league by hitting threes and playing damn good defense. And then the Utah said, we can do that, and we got a better center than they had back then, who plays better defense. And that's what they're doing. Listen, they don't shoot the threes quite as well, but they're pretty close.
Listen, if you're on YouTube, you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter, you're on Twitch, do us a favor. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, follow, whatever you got to hit. Pound it out. Get the people in here. We're going to be talking Sixers. We're going to be talking, Phillies a little bit. In the second part, we'll get into the Eagles' offense being fine, according to Jalen Reagor and fucking practice squad T-shirt boy. And
it should be a fucking rule that you have to have a 1,000-yard season as a receiver before you can say anything is fine at any time, before you can even comment on an offense. If you don't have a 1,000-yard receiving season in your back pocket, shut the fuck up.
Go ahead, Greg. I know you're going to.
I was just going to say, you guys talked about these next 2 games, and then obviously the first 10 or so of the second half, and what we're obviously looking for is consistency out of that bench. Can we establish any, right? Because that's obviously going to lead right up into that trade deadline and what we're looking for. Does that mean you go out and make a splash for like a Kyle Lowry type, right? Or do you do the buyout, the low-level bench guys that we know that we need, right? So that's where these next 10, 12 games before the break and after the break are huge for this bench Do you get consistency out of Shake? Do you get consistency now out of a Mike Scott and a Corky, right? How are these guys progressing on the consistency level? Because our starting five is there, right? It's what happens after that.
Yeah.
And we know the bench is going to shrink anyway. We know we're probably in the playoffs going to be down to 7, maybe 8 guys. So what is that really? Who are those 7, 8 guys? That's what these next 12 games are going to show us.
No, couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, you have that March 25th deadline. So you have, let's say, 10, 12 games. You got a couple handfuls, right? Whatever it is. And you're right. You're going to find out. Like, this is why this time is crucial. The last 25 games will be crucial, obviously. But this is why this time is crucial, because you need to know. You need to know what especially because you have a lot of new guys in spots outside of Elton, right? So Elton sort of knows guys from the past, but Darryl, and Doc, it's more like in this moment, right? So it's really important to get a bigger sample size than know, like, okay, Mike Scott is not going to be the guy, hypothetically. Shake can't carry us by himself off the bench, whatever the case may be. All right, Fur can't be playing 15 minutes, whatever they figure out, right? That's what they got to figure out going into that deadline, right? Now, I don't remember when buyouts happen. Is it before that deadline, after that deadline? It can happen at any time, right, with the buyout game.
Yeah, it can happen at any time. I just think teams usually wait till after that because they're always obviously trying to trade them, trying to get something back before just giving them up.
Yeah, that's how it usually goes, unless they just know they can't get anything for a guy.
Yeah, like you might see Blake Griffin get bought out or Andre Drummond bought out earlier just because they realize they're not getting anything for them.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Like we said, I mean, there's guys out there like a Wayne Ellington would be that name just got floated around the other night. I mean, Wayne Ellington,
I like that name.
Wayne Ellington and a George Hill combo. I mean, that now your bench has an identity that it can score. I mean, it's got to be one of the two. Like, I know when Matisse and Dwight are playing, I like us defensively, but like I don't love us because Shake's not a good defender. So you don't have enough. Furky isn't a good enough defender. He's willing, but he's not good enough, right? So you're not good enough defensively. Then you can't score enough. So you're in this this area. You're in a Bermuda fucking triangle of no identity. And that's what it is. Your starting five has a goddamn identity. People don't have to like it. People can say, Tom, you're wrong, but I'm not. There's an identity there. And the identity is, they're going to play defense because 4 out of the 5 guys are very good defenders. Very good defenders. Okay? 4 out of 5. 2 are first team all defenders, right? So there's only one guy in your starting lineup that's like, defensively, and that's Seth Curry because he's a small guard, right? But so you have an identity. You also have an identity that you can beat people up in the post. You can get easy baskets, right? That you create open 3 balls, right? So you have an identity that you can score and play defense with your starting 5. So you have both of them things. You can score with anybody you want to, and you can get palmsy with them. Where this team constantly, and if you watch any games, when that second unit comes in, it's never good. Yeah, it's never good enough, and I don't expect
the end of the half last night. Sorry to cut you off.
The end
of the half was brutal. And how about they got 2 different possessions in a row? They got run out layups against our second team. No one's even getting back on defense. What are we doing? If we're not going to score, we better be getting back on defense. Christ Almighty, that's completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable.
Bad, boys. There's no you need scoring now because you're not going to go find defenders. You're not finding Ruben Pattersons of the world now. So go find guys who give me 15 a night. Go find me them guys, right? Like, I mean, shit. Like Glenn Robinson or Alec Burks was better than them guys would make this bench better, hypothetically, right?
Speaking of GR3, he just got bought out.
He's got bought out,
released.
I mean,
Alec Burks would definitely make it better. Alec Burks can get you some buckets.
Yeah,
GR3 to me is he's a man.
I'm just saying with this bench right now, with like Shake's development, like Burks would be huge. And you got 2 guys who can score. You have nobody else on your second unit that's going to give you consistent points. Consistent. I'm not talking about Burks dropping 21 night, what he fucking do, or Dwight having 14 the other night. That's not going to happen all the time.
Yep.
Nah.
Yeah, that's gonna happen once in a blue moon. Which you love those, but we're looking for a guy to consistently get double digits off the bench.
And even Dwight's was because he played the whole second half, right? Because we were up so big on Dallas that we sat there. But that's part of what we need, though, coming down the stretch, because our starters are pushed to play so many minutes. We're going to need a few of those games in the second half to where we can be like Ben and Joe, 4 minutes into the fourth quarter, you're done for the rest of the night. We're good.
Shit, hopefully not even in the fourth quarter. That'd be great.
That would be great. Yeah, that would be great.
Up 20, up 25.
We're going to need a couple of those nights in the second half to give those guys some breaks, because we can't right now, we can't afford to let them sit for very much longer in the second half, at least. In the first half, you can get away with it as long as the game stays somewhat in control.
Yeah.
But in the second half, we can't afford to have these guys get their rests the way Doc does it if we continue to suck off the bench.
Exactly. It's like instead of like a 6-minute rest, it's becoming a 3-minute rest.
Yeah. And that creates fatigue, and that creates, load management talk and other bullshit.
Probably creates Joe missing more games, which we don't want to see. Let's just fucking none of that shit we don't want to see.
No, and John Lynch said, Woj said on ESPN a week or two ago that Morey is looking for a stretch big and a two-way player off the bench.
Absolutely.
That's what we're looking for.
You know why? Because he's a smart fucking guy.
Yep. and I think Allen's smart enough to know that what this team needs too. He's been around it long enough too. You know what I mean? So, and I think Doc's smart enough to know what this team needs. And that's not a shot at Maxey. That's not a shot at Thibault. That's not a shot at them guys. They're not ready yet. Matisse is ready defensively for sure.
I'll trade Maxey if I have to get a better piece, to be honest with you. I know I'd rather not, but if I had to, if you look at our team and things you'd be willing to if someone wanted a team like a player already, you know what I'm saying? And you couldn't just throw a pick at them. Because I would love to throw a pick at them, but most teams are going to say, listen, you guys are good, you're going to be good. Your picks are the end of the first round. You know what I mean? So to me, the best looking piece is Maxey. If you were able to entice someone, let's say if you wanted somebody that was out there that was gettable then you had to put Maxey in the deal. I would. That's all.
Who though? That's the question. It's not about.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. If I had to, like if PJ Tucker.
No,
PJ Tucker.
I'm not doing it for PJ Tucker.
I would.
I'm with you on this and only this.
I'm trying to win, Greg.
He's got to be controllable, though. I'm not doing it for a 35-year-old guy on an end of an expiring contract. I'm not doing it.
Yep.
I'm trying to win.
Yeah, but he's not going to.
I am too, but
PJ Tucker
also
over the top.
But I'm also looking to win next year too.
You're thinking PJ Tucker 2 years ago, babe. He's been struggling all season, and
I don't watch a lot of Houston games, but I know what PJ Tucker.
He's not what he was.
I know what PJ Tucker's skill set is, though.
Yeah, but no.
Okay, well, how about a younger guy that's like PJ Tucker?
How about
stretch 4, plays defense.
How about this name right here? If it cuts me quick on it for some reason. Why is this doing this to me? Gee, oh my dome skis. Hold on. All right, Terrence Ross. Love Terrence Ross.
First off, Terrence Ross instant offense. Love me some Terrence Ross.
So
I'll drive Maxey to fucking Orlando and pick Ross up and drive him back.
I'll bring him with me.
I'm bringing him with.
No yellows for everybody.
Let me just see. I want to see what his contract is.
I fucking love Terrence Ross.
I do too.
Terrence Ross, by the way, maybe it's something about us too. Maybe he puts a jersey on, it'll be the same way. But I feel like Terrence Ross don't miss shots against us.
Never.
He's one of them magic guys. Him, Fournier. There's a couple of them guys. They just don't miss shots against us. You give me any one of them magic guys, I'll take them. Because guess what? I watched us play them, and they're lights out. At least it's against us, they're lights out.
He's under contract till 2023. If that's what it takes, I would put. I'd put Maxey or Thibault in that deal. Then
Ross, 29.
If anyone wants Thibault, I'll trade him too.
30. So I got 3 good years of Terrence Ross. This is how I got to look at things, right? 3 to 4 good years of Terrence Ross left in him. Okay, that he can still score. Okay, so I still got that. I like Tyrese Maxey a lot more than a lot of people do. I understand his age and development. Like guys just don't come in necessarily.
I'm not sure he's going to be a real helper for multiple years, though. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Like next year, he can make.
That's the big issue to me.
The big thing
to me, it's when is he going to be a helper for the team? A ball handler off the bench, okay, but he's never going to be a scorer or a defensive stopper for years down the line.
I mean, I think he worked so hard that he could be a way better scorer next year. I think he could.
Can't shoot though, but he gets to the rack. I'll give you that.
I mean, like
a little floater.
Again, like I would rather I would rather in that deal, right, be able to get away with Thibault in that deal.
Oh yeah, of course. But I don't think. To me, I think if I'm trying to take the side of the other team,
they're gonna
be like, I would rather have Maxey than Thibault.
Markelle and Maxey together.
But then they have what's his face too. They have Cole Anthony. They have
Cole Anthony.
They have too many guards. You almost have to be like Thibault in the first.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because I don't think the Magic do that.
I like Evan Fournier as well. Thank you, Don. Thank you, babe. Terrence Ross. Love Terrence Ross. Got 5 on it.
Yeah, you know who's another guy? Oh, yeah, great song. Lunas. Another guy that I love his scoring, and he's on a team that fucking stinks. But the problem with him is he's got too much baggage right now off the court because he's got like a gun charge. He's going to go to jail after the season. But Malik Beasley is the guy that gets buckets.
We're not worried about
But you can't. But I don't know if you can deal with Malik Beasley right now. He's got a bunch of shit going on. He just got suspended for 10 games, I think.
Yeah, I'm good with.
I thought he was still over in China playing.
No, he's averaging 20 a night for Minnesota.
That's why I don't know where he's at.
Malik Beasley can score.
You're not trading Matisse Thybulle on a pick if you get Terrence Ross back. I don't know. I love Matisse's defense, but I know we need him against Brooklyn. But I need scoring too. I already know I got guys that can play defense here. I was
gonna say what do we need him against Brooklyn for? For the fucking 6 minutes he's in the game in the second half and guarding somebody good? Like our starters are going to be in that game against Brooklyn. We're going to need them. That's who we're going to need.
I need guys who come off the bench and drop me 25. Yeah, that's what I need. Okay, and I don't have that anywhere on this bench. I don't. Shake Milton, nice little scorer. He's not that guy. Terrence Ross and Shake Milton playing together. Okay, now you are walking into the arena on every fucking night with 30 points written down. Okay, every night you walk into the arena, your bench is giving you 30. Guaranteed. Just with 2 guys. Now, I'm guaranteeing you're getting 35 total off your bench every single night, right? Now, if you're getting that in double figures from your starters, you're winning a lot more fucking basketball games, people. Okay, I understand defense. I love Matisse Thybulle's defense.
Oh, I'll keep Matisse. I don't dislike Matisse. I don't want to put that out there, but like you said, Tom, Terrence Ross. We're talking Terrence Ross here.
Yeah.
Terrence Ross, 20-point scorer off the bench. He's like Lou Will. He's a younger Lou Will.
Yeah, and Matisse has had flashes this year where he's shown the ability to hit the open 3, hit the open shot, and score a little bit. But again, flashes. There's been no consistency. Because if there was consistency, he'd probably be in the starting lineup right now for either Danny Green or Seth Curry.
Well, what's his what's
consistency?
Is Mike Scott last year of his deal?
Yes.
Okay, what's his money?
Hopefully.
Like $5 million.
What's Terrence Ross's money? Like 12?
Terrence Ross is 13.5.
Okay. Because they might be looking for expiring contracts and picks.
They absolutely would be.
Right? Yeah, it's 100% what they would be looking for. Yeah.
So if you can listen, they fleeced us all fucking ready, okay? Okay, I don't care. Markelle Fultz could tear every ACL 45 million fucking times. When you send Jonathan Simmons back, you fleece my ass, okay? You fleece me. I don't care if Markelle Fultz stinks. You fleece me.
He can play a little bit. We know that. Markelle can play a little bit. Jonathan Simmons he might be in China, Greg.
So I need a fleece back. How can I get you a fleece back? Take a fleece back.
It's like Old Navy in the 90s. Everybody wants a fleece. Come on.
So real quick, I just pulled up the trade machine, and it says, and I didn't click on anything. It says trending players being traded through other people doing it. Kristaps, Kyle Lowry, Kemba, Mike Scott, Danny Green are the top 5.
And I don't trade Danny Green, me personally. I don't.
Kristaps Porzingis?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
I don't trade Danny Green.
And it wasn't for us. It was just
I just don't understand people. It's fucking so
I would not trade Danny Green though. I'll stand on that hill by myself that I'm not trading Danny Green.
No, I'm not trading Danny Green. Listen, guy's been there before. He's a winner. And I know a lot of people don't like Danny Green, but Danny Green has hit big shots in his career, and he plays good enough defense still.
Yeah,
he's a veteran. I'm not gonna get rid of him.
Like I don't want to get rid of Thybulle and Maxey, right? Because I need to continue to bring in young talent, right? I need to continue to have young players, so I don't want to trade both of them, right? But I would trade one for the right move, and I don't know if I don't love trading Maxey. Period. Like I don't love it because I just think he has I think I loved him at Kentucky, and I love his work ethic. I love his quickness. I think that kind of shit matters at this level. All right, like it'll always translate. Okay, and I think he because he's such a hard ass worker that he's going to get better. Like the kid just doesn't stop working. Right, I think Doc really likes him. That's why they picked him. So I don't think that they're like really would be excited to move on from Maxey or willing. I think they're going to look at these other guys. I think they're going to try to figure out, can I get rid of an expiring contract like Mike Scott and picks, right? Can I get away with Furkan, who's getting paid pennies, right? Maybe for a player, right? Like I'm not saying you're going to get great stuff back, right? But like either cheap deals, right, or expiring deals. And I think and picks. That's the position they're in, and buyouts. So yes. If Blake Griffin got bought out, yes, I'm in because I don't have to give up anything for him.
See, to me, it's if Doc is in, then I'm in because Doc knows him. And so if Doc thinks he'll fit here, and I'll trust Doc's opinion. So if they go after Blake, then I know that Doc's signed off on it. Then I'm in.
And he and Doc had a falling out. So that's obviously the huge issue in that one is can he and Doc work past that?
I was gonna say I don't know how they are now, but I know when he left the Clippers, they were not on great terms.
Right. Because he benched him or traded him right after they extended him, and it didn't end very well. So that would have to be an interesting scenario.
Blake left LA to go to Detroit. He wasn't happy. I mean, let's put it that way.
Mickey Moniak fighting for a job. Double.
Oh.
There you go. I saw a report saying he looked up.
Was that the crack of the bat I just heard?
No, Dad walked out of the room. I did see a report that he came in looking, thicker and in better shape than he has been in a while. So I think he's feeling that too.
Huh, I would hope so.
And he should.
I mean, he's 25, right?
No.
Is he?
He's like 22 or 23.
Yeah, 23 at the most.
Okay, still put up or shut up time at this point, though.
For a number one overall pick, yes. For probably anybody else, we'd probably be a little bit more lenient with it. But the number one overall pick, absolutely.
I mean, it's been 5 years though. It's number one or 6 years. 6 years ago, number one overall pick. What would it be? Might be 2015, right?
Mickey Moniak is 22.
22.
Okay, so I was a little off. Well, I want him or Hazley to win the job, so
or both.
Yeah, I'll take both.
They can split time too. You know what I mean? I mean, they are.
What up, SJN?
Yeah, so we just.
I mean, they had. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Yeah, they got. We need definitely some pop off the bench. We need some more scoring. Absolutely.
Yeah, Brinks. Malik Beasley has off the court issues. We were just talking.
Heavy off the court issues. I know.
SAM, I trust in Doc. Maxey will eventually get more court time if Doc sees improvement. I don't move him by any means unless the package in return is like impassable.
I mean, yeah. I see. I don't know. To me, I'm okay with moving him if it's a piece that you need. So I'm not looking to move him. I'll say
Terrence
that.
Ross potentially could cost you Mike Scott, Terrence Ferguson, and Matisse, and a first-round pick. That gets
in a heartbeat.
That gets it done.
In a heartbeat.
I tried to include Fournier in there, but they're gonna want for the money to work. You'd have to include Danny Green in that to include Fournier.
Yeah, I'd rather not do that.
Would you rather have Danny Green or Evan Fournier?
Danny Green, just for the veteran and been their stats. I like Fournier a little bit though, but I would say
because
I just want Terrence Ross. That's who I want.
Yeah, the money wouldn't work without it, right? You need that big nut to because it's he's hitting like 15, so he and Green would cancel each other out, and then they take the trash for the rest of them.
Some guy that's hit RBI double for the Dodgers named Aki Bado.
I'm sure
Aki Bado.
Sure he'll be good. Dale says, I'd rather have both. This is the only thing I'll say to both Dales is you're only one away. Honestly, you're a Terrence Ross away from this team being a true NBA Finals contender. Like I'm talking about a true NBA Finals contender, and that is not crowning Terrence Ross. That's making a statement that you already have a double-digit guy off your bench in Shake Milton. You already have that. You need another one, and if you get another one, we're running 8, 9 in the playoffs, and that's it, right? Now look at you. Look at you. All right? Now look at you. Now you're running. Now you have Dwight off your bench, okay? You'll have Terrence Ferguson off your bench. You'll have Shake Milton off your bench, and then, they'll probably go, maybe they'll go a buyout 4 if they need it, right? Or, we'll see how that goes, right? We'll see how they play that out. But either way, now you have 3 guys off your bench that have a skill set, 2 that can score, and 1 that just brings you energy in Dwight, okay? And a veteran. So now you have a little bit of a, what's it called? You have that identity again. You have identity. You know what you can do. Your starters are going to score. So now you talk about Terrence Ross off your bench. They can drop you 20, and then that makes things easier on Shake too defensively, because now you can't just hone in. All right, if I'm a scout on somebody's bench, right, a defensive scout, whatever, I'm saying when that second unit comes in, I just got to stop Shake Milton. Who else can score? Let everybody else get open shots. I don't care. I got to stop Shake Milton. Now, when I had Terrence Ross in that mix, all right, and now you're thinking, okay, Ross, Milton, and you're probably running Tobias with that crew because he plays 38 a night. You know what I mean? So now look at your scoring with that second unit. It's 100 times better. You have guys that can actually hurt you. I mean, Terrence Ross can fucking hurt you. He can go 5 from 10 from 3 and fucking hurt you. Yep. And that's what this bench is missing. There's nobody off of this bench that on night in, night out basis that can flat out hurt you. There isn't. Now, again, if they were so fucking palmsy that they were plus 10 every time they came off the court, it'd be a different story. They're not. So if I got to move Matisse Thybulle, even if I had to move Maxey, I would consider it for this deal. For this deal, I would consider it.
And who's to say that we make the deal and Terrence Ross isn't inserted in the starting lineup, and a guy like Green or perhaps more likely Seth Curry goes to the bench, which then that means, again, now you have Seth Curry coming off, who hopefully is now a dead-eye shooter off your bench. Kind of the same concept.
And that's it, SJM. You know what I mean? You're a scorer away. And I'll stand. If I'm on a hill with this, fine. Some people say you need 2. I don't think you need 2. Okay? And I'll stand on that hill. You are a Terrence Ross away. And this is not a crown party for Terrence Ross. This is how much deeper it makes you.
Crown party.
All right? You're that away from saying, hey, LA, hey, Utah, right? We can play with you because we can flat out fucking score.
You're absolutely right, Tom.
They both have benches. The Lakers won because they had a bench. I know AD, and LeBron, sure, but they had a bench that was literally hurt people. They would hurt people. Danny Green. I think Danny started for him, but whatever. They had a bench.
No, but you're right though. They had Dwight come in. They had Kuzma come in. They had guys come in. Fucking Dwight was their muscle inside. You had JaVale McGee was their muscle inside. You had Kuzma scoring off the bench. You had who was the other guy scoring off the bench for him?
KCP.
And fucking Rondo was playing great off the bench for him.
Yep. So remember that.
Rondo's available.
They had a really I would take Rajon Rondo in a heartbeat.
So would I. Veteran.
And I think, Tommy, and I think that's where people are kind of like, looking for 2. Because I think you're right, though. An actual legit bench scorer, and I'm not saying we're getting him, but like a Lou Williams type, right? The Terrence Ross we were talking about. Those guys, a legit scorer, you're 1 away. If you're coming with, give me a Wayne Ellington, who's not as – he's a scorer, right? But he's not going to give you as much as Lou or Terrence Ross would be, then, all right, maybe you got to package 2 of them together. I think 1 sets us up, 2 puts us over the top.
Yeah, if I can get a Rondo and a Ross, obviously I'd feel a lot better. I think they would go probably more for that stretch 4 instead of Rondo.
Yeah, I think so too.
But that also, I'm not against 2. I'm just saying 1. Of course I'm not against 2. I'm just saying that Terrence Ross puts you in the Eastern Conference Finals. It just fucking does. You're better than Milwaukee because you have a better bench. Okay, that's how you got to look at it. You're better than the Nets right now because you have a better bench. Okay, you're better than Miami. Miami's a tricky one to me because they got a good bench. Okay, they're a little tricky. I don't know. You're better than Boston. All right, you're better than You're better than Indiana. Come on. Who's better than you if you have 2 guys off your bench that are walking 15-20s?
Mm-hmm. And Miami's going to be tricky because we all kind of thought that they would struggle early playing all that much. And how much do they get their legs back for the second half of the year?
They're starting to play a lot better.
After that deep run that they made in the bubble.
Yep, and that's why they rested Jimmy like they did. You know what I mean? They almost like it was almost on purpose, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because if they ran him from jump, he'd be dead. He'd be dead. So you got to control it, and they did a good job of it. And now they're fighting back. And Boston's going to be better once Kemba's legs continue to get under him.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just going to be better. And Marcus Smart comes back, they're going to be tough. I don't care what anybody says. I know they need a big man. I don't give a fuck what their record is. They're going to be tough. All right. I know
they're always tough.
And there's a lot of heat on them right now. You know, obviously the Nets or the Nets in Milwaukee are them two teams, in my opinion, that you got to figure out how to get better than and make sure you're better than them too. Come playoff time. You know, starting lineup wise, I'll go to fucking war with the Nets and Milwaukee. I'll go to war with you. I know it's an uphill battle, but I'll go to fucking war with you. Like, when it comes to the bench, I need to be better than you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And how do I do that?
Yeah, and to me personally, I'm not too concerned with the Bucks. Now, granted, we haven't seen them much this year or at all. So
I don't know if you can say that, Greg.
I'm not. I think we match up 5-on-5 with them. So I like our matchups with them. But you're absolutely
they're fully
right, though.
healthy. They're dangerous, though. I think Drew's back today.
Yeah.
They're dangerous.
Yeah. Drew does help them. But you're right, though. To me, it's the Nets is the big worry to me.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's who if you lined it up and you said we're going to the Eastern Conference Finals, that's who I would expect to see. Even though I hope to God them playing no defense comes back to bite them. But you know those three are going to be killers at the end of games.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean Milwaukee's bench isn't great either. You know?
Yeah.
The Nets
Milwaukee's because of not having Drew for so long there, they've actually I like some of the guys on Milwaukee playing a lot better this year. I've always been a Pat Connaughton guy. I think he's a good guy off the bench. But the kid from Villanova is playing really well. DiVincenzo playing really well. He played a lot of point guard with Drew not playing. So he could be like their sixth man now.
Yeah, so now he comes off the bench and he's walking into 20 a night the way he's shooting it.
Yeah, he's playing really well.
He's averaging 10. So I mean, he's a double-digit guy off their bench. They got scores off their bench. DJ Augustine, he's not playing because of personal reasons, but yeah, I mean, they're dangerous. I mean, they're just like us. You know, I mean, and I expect them two teams to address some of their holes too, because they're both in win now mode as well. Yeah. So now you got to keep up with the Joneses per se.
I would assume the Nets are going to try to get a center because the Nets are very, very thin. They have old man DeAndre Jordan, and they're very thin at center. I would expect the Nets to go after center. And the guy that they had to give up, obviously, to get Harden is balling for the Cavs. We saw that last night, Jared Allen. So, I don't know who the Nets are going to go after, but I would expect them to look at big man.
So then that puts them in obviously the Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin. Maybe not as much Blake because he's more of a 4, but definitely the Drummond and Boogie.
Yeah, Boogie, I think. Well, with the Harden thing, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about Boogie.
It's a good point. All right, Boogie, come here.
You never know with Boogie, though. They might just be like, I will say, okay, I'm coming.
I would take Boogie.
I would.
Off my bench, I'll take him.
Hell, I'd even take him and put him in the starting lineup and move Toby to the 3.
Nah, I'm not going to do that. I don't know. Boogie can score off the pine, though. I'll give you that. So I just don't know how healthy Boogie is. I mean, he had a couple good games for Houston, but then he had games where he played 2 minutes.
He looked healthy enough the other night against Joel. You know what I mean? Before that game got out of hand, or then got close again.
If I got Terrence Ross and I could get Boogie Cousins and I can only have to play Boogie Cousins like 10, 12 minutes a night, right? I think I can.
I'd be fine with that, yeah.
I think that's a no-brainer.
I'm fine with that. And he's a veteran. I would absolutely accept that.
I mean, Boogie's the type of guy that I wanted him every offseason he was available, coming down just to either team with or back Joel up with him. You know what I mean? Like, that's his skill set. Like, I like his skill set. I like his game. And once he left New Orleans and teamed up with AD, a lot of that, off the court nonsense ended as well. I'm not saying that was AD's fault, but But I'm just saying, like, once he started having to, I guess, answer questions from every organization, like who you are as a guy and a player, those answers kind of stopped, and he's not as much of a issue as he was early on in his career.
No,
well,
sure.
he was a huge issue in Sacramento, but we'll just call that him being young.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, listen, he's a veteran that can get buckets, and he's in a position of need. I'll take him, absolutely.
Yeah, and he doesn't have the backup, Joe. He's going to play. He'll play the stretch 4.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
You can still run Dwight and Boogie together. Dwight's athletic enough to be able to do it, even if Boogie isn't, right? So Dwight makes up for that athleticism. But I mean, there's times you can run both of them together because Boogie can stretch it from the corner 3. You know, he'll shoot it enough, and he won't be shy to shoot it. Tell you that.
Yep.
So,
I like Dwight, but Dwight makes me fucking furious sometimes watching games, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to foul every time the guy has the ball around you, Dwight. And and also sometimes, I mean, he looks great on offensive rebound sometimes, and he'll go up and he'll hammer dunk it. And other times he can't catch the ball when it's thrown right to him. Catch the fucking basketball.
I would love to know what happened to any.
How do you not catch the fucking ball? I don't
How'd the guy
understand
average like 25 a game? You know what I mean? Like, how did you average 20? Like, I watched.
He was just so athletic. He was so athletic more than everyone else in the league. That's why.
Yeah.
He just dunked. He just dunked constantly.
He's still extremely athletic for his age, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is. He's just not more athletic than everyone in the league anymore. Yeah, but it's crazy, Tom, because he can't shoot at all. He can't shoot a lick.
Your Dwight frustration is me with Danny Green every game. Like,
fucking Dwight, dude, catch. I just don't understand how you can't. I like Dwight. I just don't understand. He drops 2 balls a game, thrown right to him.
No,
catch the basketball.
Or he'll get a rebound and he'll try and go back up, and the ball's not there anymore. It's like, dude, you're not that weak. Like, where did your strength, where did your power, where did your tenacity go? Like, in those 3 seconds that you got the rebound to go back up with it.
He is a damn good offensive rebounder, though, and he brings, and you know he's going to take his fouls, so he's got fouls. He's got fouls to give. And I tell you what, sometimes from the foul line, he'll shoot one. You're like, that looks pretty good, Dwight. And then the next one he'll shoot. He's like what the fuck? Can we just get a nice, good rotation here?
Did you notice he's been all over that circle all year? Like, stand like 3 feet back, then he's at the top of the key. Now he's back at the free throw line. It's like, no wonder you can't shoot free throws.
How about last night? You could see him on the telecast when he got called for the 3-second violation. He said, "Was I in the lane?" And he's like, "Dude, you're under the basket, dude. What are you talking? Was I in the lane?"
He's like a dog on a hardwood floor.
What are you doing, dude?
The perfect way, Dwight Howard, dog on a hardwood floor. You know what I mean? The energy's there, but it's all over the place.
It's like, it reminded me of a Dougal playing center. Dog on a hardwood floor.
Thank God for Hazley and Moniak hitting day 1.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
It'd be nice if they could carry this through.
It'd be nice for one of them to pull the job.
I bet Michigan State. So in pure Michigan State fashion, Maryland's up 11-0 to start the game.
At least it's only start the game.
That's
Plenty
true.
of time.
It's 4 minutes in, but it's not the start we wanted.
Plenty of time.
If I would have known that Michigan State was wearing black jerseys, what is this, dude?
Oh, John,
Where's
thank
the
you,
green
sir.
jersey at? I don't like this black on black jersey Michigan State has on. You can't even read the team. Put this game on. Tell me if you can read what team's playing.
What channel? Is it on after the
It's
Nova
on,
game?
Yeah, it's on CBS. Yeah. You can't even read the jerseys.
Well, you know Maryland's yellow, so what else do you need to read?
No, I mean Michigan State.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they're yellow, what else do you need?
I understand that.
Something that's not yellow.
I'm upset that they're down 11-0 and I bet them, Greg. But I don't like the jersey.
I'm still upset.
If I had known they were wearing this jersey, I wouldn't have taken the fucking team.
Without the green on, you're out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do we think about this Phillies team a little bit?
Sorry, Tom, I'm going to get to John's. John, yeah, we just touched on that. It's going to be an interesting dynamic if the Nets try and bring him in with Harden. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. It's going to be it's I mean, you would wonder if James is like, nah. I'm sure they would come to Harden, like, hey, what do you think? He might be like, nah, I don't want him. Who knows? But I do expect them to go after a big guy though. Maybe even just a defensive big guy. It doesn't have to be a scorer for them. Obviously, they're not looking for. They're scoring the most points that any team has ever scored.
They don't need any more people that need to touch the ball.
No, they need to stop people from scoring.
Yeah, and Joe Harris has played well for them.
There's a couple guys playing. Listen, I'm not going to bash. I like to bash the Nets just because they have two guys that I fucking can't stand. I hate James Harden. I hate that people think that he's amazing. He's a good player, but to me, he's a one-trick pony. He gets the foul line, and he's not even a good shooter. People think he's so good. And Kyrie Irving is just a crumb. Kevin Durant is amazing. I don't like the move he made when he went to fucking Golden State and joins the team that he was just beating 3-2. I think it's a crumb move, but the dude's incredible. Dude's like a fucking unicorn. He shouldn't exist. But I like some of their other pieces. As bad as it is for me to say.
The Blazers passed on them.
As bad as it is for me to say, I like some of the other pieces that the Nets have. I really like Joe Harris, and he's shooting the ball tremendously well.
Yeah.
Jeff Green looks like he found the fountain of youth.
Yep, I've always been a Jeff Green fan.
Playing well. But they just don't have enough size. Like, to me, Joe's going to kill them. Joe's going to absolutely kill them inside. They need more size.
Yeah, not sure where they find it besides the buyout.
Yeah, either do I. Yeah, I'm not sure where they're going to get it, but they need it.
So, sorry, Tommy, you wanted to move to Phillies, right?
Yeah.
What were you, where do we see this team? I think
we're a contender.
I think we're definitely a contender. I mean, if we go out and we make another move, especially for a starting pitcher, whether a signing or a trade, I know Jake Odorizzi's still out there, and that's a name that's hot. I think a signing like an Odorizzi, that type of signing, does put us right back in there at the top of the NL East. It really does. Because I truly think that helps solidify one portion of our pitching, right? That puts Odorizzi at your 3. That puts then puts F1 at your 4, or F1 Odorizzi 3-4, whatever, right? And then you have a whole bunch of guys that are trying to prove something, battling for that 5th spot. Matt Moore, Chase Anderson, Vinny Velasquez, Spencer Howard, right? And I know we mentioned on Wednesday that Joe Girardi's already throwing out there the limits restrictions and kind of load management on Spencer Howard. So that would be perfect if you go get another signing like a vet like Odorizzi. So that way you don't have to expect a lot out of Howard right now.
Yeah, if you do.
I'd like to see some out of Howard though, but I agree. I know they're going to take it easy on him, Greg. But I'd like to see some out of him this year. I'd like to see him pitch well because I was really high on this kid, and he wasn't great last year. So, but no, I like the way that they're heading. I would love Jake Odorizzi, by the way. I'm a Jake Odorizzi guy. I just think that we're gonna hit the baseball. So can the bullpen be better than last year? I think it has to be. Right? It just has to be. And can we get something out of our 4th and 5th starters? I think that Eflin is good enough to be a 3rd starter. I think he's going to be even better than he was last year. I think he started turning a corner. And I mean, obviously, we have a dynamic one, too. So let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready for baseball to start. I think we're going to hit the baseball. I think JT should be healthy and ready to go right around starting our opening day. So I'm not worried about that, about the thumb. And I'm ready to go. I'm curious to see who wins center field job or how Joe's going to play it. Like, who plays well during spring. And I'm curious to see about the 4th, 5th starters and the bullpen. That's where my focus is.
Yeah, obviously the bullpen improved, right? I agree with you on being able to hit. I think that you can hit with anybody,
Absolutely.
honestly. And I know I've been saying it, but it's where do you find your outs from? Odorizzi would be huge because, you got to have – we talk about identity when we're just talking about the Sixers.
Yeah. It's like a veteran. Just bring in the guy.
Identity with my pitching staff. And if that's having a really strong starting 5, then that's the way I got to go. And maybe not the greatest bullpen, but good enough, right? So like that's what I got to do. And I do know the one thing, and we talk about Daryl Morey with this, and we'll talk the same thing about it with Dave Dombrowski. Like, he's not going to sit on his hands. He didn't come here to sit on his hands. He wasn't hired here to sit on his hands. They are in win now mode if they want to believe it or fucking not. If John Middleton wants to believe it or not, they're in win now mode. So to me, I think when you talk about guys like Spencer Howard, right, Medina, when you talk about some of these guys, like, I mean, we're talking about them now, but we might be talking about them in deals coming real soon because
you're right.
You're right. On their hands when it comes to starters or whatever holes they need to fill because this lineup is ready to win. The lineup is ready to win. Your 1 and 2 starters should be ready to win. Now, a lot of it's going to come down to what Zach Wheeler and what Aaron Nola are we getting. Can we get 2 top 20-ish starters in this league, which is where they should be. It's where they should be. And they got to pitch to their level this year, both of them. All right? Love Aaron Nola. Can't do what he did last year.
Yep.
All right? Can't do it. All right? I need Aaron Nola to get stronger as the season goes on. One thing I said the other night on Fan Friday was, last year in the small season like it was, not a pass for Matt Klintak because he's a moron. All right? But harder to do the deals and figure out where you are. Now, it's pretty obvious where we were. But now with 162, right, you're way more easy to figure out what your needs are before the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Way easier to address it is really more of my point. Way easier to be able to make these moves in a full year that you're going to have this year than in years past. Well, just last year, I mean. Last year that was impossible, right? So now you're able to do these things. And I think that if there is bullpen issues, they're going to be addressed. If there is that 3rd starter, 4th starter, whatever, it's going to be addressed. And I don't know. If this time next year we're talking about then things were never addressed, I'd be fucking shocked and be calling for a lot of people's goddamn heads again. So there's no reason that these things shouldn't be handled if they aren't already. Right? I don't trust in the Matt Moores and the Chase Andersons of the world. I'm fine with one being my 5th and one being a long reliever. Sure. Okay. But I need that 3rd then. I need the 3rd because I can move Eflin to my 4 and I feel way better. I feel so much better. And now my 5th can be a Matt Moore. I don't care because I have 1, 2, 3. They can get outs. So my 4th and 5th can be guys, or my 5th can be just a guy per se because I expect to hit the baseball too. So, can my 1, 2, and 3 give me 7s? Can they give me 7s where it takes pressure off? And just like hitting, can we start to be contagious in terms of getting outs? Right? Like, that's a thing too. And I think that affects your starters as well. Right? And everybody. If you're just never getting outs and every time the 7th inning comes, you're giving up leads, it becomes contagious all over. Every arm around, it becomes contagious too. Everybody
starts getting nervous about, God, I hope I'm not the guy that fucks up this time.
Gripping that ball tighter,
Everybody finds a barrel. Everybody starts finding the barrel. And
it is, Tommy. Everybody hits.
Yep.
And everybody hits.
And Archie's big for that. Kinsler is
Bomb is a bona fide stud, by the way.
Yeah.
In case anybody was wondering, Alec Bohm gonna hit. We're not sure how great he's gonna be in the field. He's gonna hit.
John, go to phillydrinkers.com. All right. phillydrinkers.com. And there's a little search bar. Right. I'm in here too. There's a little search bar right at the top here. Right. There's like the little circle or whatever. I don't know if you can say it, but whatever. You'll be able to get it. All right, go to that search bar and just type in A2D radio. And then all our stuff comes up, and that hoodie is right there.
My hoodie just came in yesterday. Don't need it down here, but it came in.
Just type in A2D, actually. Trying to find it. Yeah, if you type in A2D, it'll be a spot where it's all A2D gear and sweatshirts and jackets. And there's the A2D Nike hoodie. There'll be more Nike gear coming over time, but right now we have the Nike A2D hoodies, which are delicious. I'm wearing one right now. But we have shorts, gaiters, fucking stickers, show t-shirts, funny t-shirts, a little bit of everything. So go check it out. Get some shit. Well, no, I mean, what is Nova?
Nova's the first starter of the first game that no one's playing in. And sadly, I was supposed to be there. I was trying to get tickets to today's game.
Yeah, I mean, I
because it was a Sunday.
Unlikely to make the team.
Yeah. That's what I said. I didn't even know Nova was on our roster.
A lot of the guys that are going to pitch early in spring are unlikely to make the team.
I can tell you the whole roster again. I had it the other night. The shorts are the best, Brinks. I got the board shorts that I swim in and just rock. They're so comfortable. So comfortable, the shorts. My shirt's pretty comfortable too.
Yeah, like I said, mine just came in. Get ready to unwrap it.
So here's some of the arms, just so you guys know. I know we've been so into other sports. The other night I had it up. So this is like projected by Fangraphs. All right. Hector Neris, Archie Bradley, Jose Alvarado, Brandon Klinsler, Tony Watson, Connor Brogdon, JoJo Romero, David Hale, Chase Anderson. So already guys you know, right? Like last year was nobody we knew. It was like, who are these guys, right?
And they have no Sir Anthony making it, so we'll see how that goes.
They got him on the injured. Still.
Okay.
They got him on
and a couple, thoughts on a couple guys that you named there. Like you look at Connor Brogdon and JoJo Romero, right? Both last year in a short and interesting scenario showed flashes of being able to get out.
Yeah, they were all right.
You're right. They showed flashes and times where, hey, we could get out. But obviously we're young and experienced. I think JoJo up until last year was more of a starter throughout the minors, right? So now you put them in positions where they don't have to come in these high-pressure situations, right? They can try and develop around vets like Archie Bradley, Kinsler, the guys that have done this before for a long time. So I like the fact that you're surrounding some of these vets that we went out and got to address it with still these young guys that can at times get out. But then, yes, they did struggle at times also last year.
Yeah, and
everyone in the bullpen's going to struggle, though. You know that. I agree with you, though, Greg. I felt like those two were maybe bright spots in the bullpen last year.
Definitely.
I tell you what, I didn't know that we got Tony Watson. Tony Watson's a good get. That's a lefty guy out of the bullpen that can pitch.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely went out and addressed it, guys. I mean, Brandon Kinsler was a guy.
Kinsler's a good guy that was good out of the pen for Washington for years.
Yeah, I mean, that was a Harper signing, per se, right? I mean,
that's his boy.
They're both in Vegas together, and he's like, dude, we need guys. Like Harper came out and said, he's like, we need guys with a track record that can bring confidence, and they have confidence in themselves to get out. That's what we didn't have last year. And it's not a fault of these guys. It's a fault of the organization for having freaking 10 guys up here, and one guy had an experience getting out, essentially. One guy was Hector Neris. That was it. I mean, Adam Morgan was a fucking guy. But besides that, it was like you had 7 or 8 guys that I never heard of. And I watch a lot of baseball, and that should never happen, ever, with a lineup like that. And it's a shame because this team would have been a playoff team if they got 3 more fucking outs, right? 3 more outs somewhere throughout the year. Somebody give me 3 outs. And the sad thing is like it was nightly, guys. The 7th inning hit, and boom, you could be up 4-0, 5-0, 5-1, and that lead was being blown.
5-3.
5-3.
6-5.
Like the first inning today with Ivan Nova.
8-5.
Here's another run. Here's another
9-5.
run.
Yeah, not a good way to start off the spring.
11-5.
Not a good way to start the spring, per se. See, Brinks, you're too hard on Aaron Nola. Grow a set. What do you mean grow a set, Brinks? The guy don't. What is he not growing a set for? Because he didn't pitch well at the end of this year? Okay, you're gonna put that all on Aaron Nola? We're putting the all thing on Aaron fucking Nola? Are you fucking kidding me, Brinks? He didn't pitch well last year.
That's knee jerk, Brinks.
Come on, he fucking nobody got outs in the pen. You're gonna blame the whole reason we didn't make the postseason on Aaron Nola? Blame it on Fingergate with Zach Wheeler. All right, Zach Wheeler missed a lot of games pitching for us for different reasons. You think that helped the team that wasn't good? That wasn't good pitching.
Absolutely. And speaking of Bryce's boy, did you hear what he had to say about Bryson Stott?
No, I didn't hear Bryson Stott. I heard the JT love affair, but I didn't hear the Bryson Scott.
And
Bryson Stott,
Boom love affair.
He compared him to a combo of, I lost it, Brandon Crawford and somebody else. And I'm like, all right, we can take that down the line.
As long as the other guy hits good, as long as the other comp swings it.
I forget who it was. I'm going to try and find it.
I'll
exactly.
take Brandon Crawford, though. I don't care. I agree he's never hit, but he's been he's been a what?
Facts, honey.
He's been a Gold Glove winning shortstop on 3 World Series winners.
Yeah, relax, honey. I like Brandon Crawford.
I know. I'm not. First off, don't you honey me. All right, sweetheart.
We went. Thanks, hon. I love a good sweetheart. Love a good sweetheart back. Felt good.
Mix of JJ Hardy and Brandon Crawford in the field, and they Garrett Anderson type at the plate.
Oh, I love Garrett Anderson.
I love
that's two guys that can pick it, and then a guy that can flat out rake.
JJ Hardy and Brandon Crawford can definitely pick it.
Yeah, you don't even need to give me the Hardy after. You told me on Crawford. Now I said who was going to be the bat, and the bat's Garrett Anderson. I mean, Garrett Anderson, smooth swinging Garrett Anderson.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I fucking take
Definitely
Garrett Anderson
smooth.
all day. Love the comp, but he was talking about Raul Muto.
Smooth Angels.
Oh,
Garrett
he
Anderson.
was talking Raul Muto yesterday too because they were doing a 30 teams in 30 days.
okay.
And he was saying that he believes signing him gets pitchers here too.
Yeah.
He believes that guys are going to want to come here to throw to him. And you're already seeing it, he said. You're already seeing it by some of these vets that came here because they believed he was going to be here. You know what I mean? And that's part of it too. And listen, we talk about destinations. With a team that can swing it, there's going to be a lot of arms that maybe not this year, but next offseason that are going to want to come throw here. Why not? I mean, this team is so ready to win. It's not even funny. And I'm not saying the other teams aren't. The Mets are ready to win. The Braves are ready to win. But we're ready to win too. So like the same thing we talk about the Nets and the Bucks, etc. You got to go do more.
Yeah.
You got to go spend the stupid money. You got to go empty a fucking farm system. I don't fucking care. You got your farm system. Alec Baum, Mickey Moniak, Adam Hazley were drafted here. High picks to be ball players. I don't care if you get rid of every fucking young arm you have.
Keep Bryson Stott. Trade everybody else.
He's not. Now you have young players to build around in your rotation, and I mean in your lineup. And then when it comes to spending money, I am the king.
Spend on arms.
Spend it on arms.
Spend on arms, baby. Spend on arms.
It's easier to develop position players than it is to develop arms.
Absolutely. Spend on arms all day, twice on Sunday.
That's it. And they've done a good job.
Let's play two.
If Stott can play, then they did a good job with Bowman Stott already. Hazley, Moniak are like, we're lukewarm on Hazley. We like him. And we're like, I don't know about
We're kind of cold on Moniak, yeah.
But that could change in 1 year. So, I mean, them guys you drafted high for a reason. Now go spend a shit ton of fucking money on every goddamn arm that hits the market and trade Spencer Howard yesterday, okay, if that arm's on the market. If there's a legit starter out there that is available, like the Blake Snell of the world, right? If there's legit starters that are available out there, okay, I think Snell was a free agent, was he?
Yeah.
No, he was traded.
No, he was traded. Sorry, traded.
Right. So if there's them arms available, all right, buy Spencer, okay, like that's where you're at right now. You're not at the position like, oh, let's see Spencer pitch. Yeah, it'd be cool. I don't give a fuck.
Is that a Sonny Gray?
So, bye.
See ya.
Bye. I mean, you want Medina too?
He didn't pitch great in a big market before, though, which gets me nervous about Sonny Gray.
Yeah, that's New York, though. That's different.
I'll tell you who I would have loved to bring in. I mean, obviously he can't now. He's already gone. But Yu Darvish was there for the taking because they were just trying to get rid of that contract. Yeah. And he pitched phenomenal last year. We probably could have got him for kind of.
Wilson's froze. I want to trade Stott for Medina. I want to trade Stott and Medina. I would trade Medina.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade Stott.
No, but Medina's gone to me. Like, Medina, what do you want? Medina, who else? Like, we'll empty the whole thing. We'll be fucking 30th ranked. I don't give a fuck. Okay? Like, rank is 30th and we'll redo it again. All right? I don't care. I need Broad Street. The money on Harper, the money on Real Muto, to bring Didi back. Okay? That's win now, honey. McCutcheon money. It's win now. It's not win tomorrow. It's win right this goddamn second. And they've already made the push, arm-wise, to say, okay, we're trying. We're going to do a better job. But I am not as confident as I should be. If you go get me a Sonny Gray of the likes, like somebody like that, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm saying to you, this is the best team in the NL East, right? Right now, I'm telling you, I'm lukewarm where I'm 2, 3. I'm in that area. I don't know yet, okay? I got to see the Mets. I got it. The Mets, I know what the Braves are going to fucking be, okay? The Mets, I don't know. There's so many unknowns. Is their pen going to be lights out like it looks like it could be? I don't fucking know. Is the rotation going to be as good as it looks like it can be with the Grom, Stroman, etc.? I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
right?
what Edwin Diaz are you getting to your point?
You got a lot of you got some unknowns, but a fucking shit ton of talent. So they scare me, and our lineup with just adding Lindor. Hey, they're going to rake. They got hitters all over. We can hit with them. I think we can out hit them too. But how are our stats going to match up? Because right now they got a big three. We don't have a big three.
If they're healthy.
Well, that's the thing the other night. Like outside of Syndergaard, who isn't even listed, who's not healthy? Like Stroman.
I just don't know if I would consider Stroman on the big three. To me, but I hear you. I mean, no, the other guys are healthy, yeah, and DeGrom might be the best pitcher in baseball.
Well, you want to go DeGrom, Carrasco, and Stroman as the big three?
I would have put Syndergaard in there, but I don't know. But he's not healthy.
He's hurt.
Yeah, I know he's not healthy. Yeah.
And then Taiwan.
And he's too busy fighting with Trevor Bauer.
I think to me, the Nationals have a better pitching staff, but they don't have as much hitting. So I don't know. I was going to see, and then the Braves are. We'll see. We'll see about the Braves. The Braves staff is young, but the Braves have a ton of hitting.
Yeah, we say
Braves can hit
every year.
The Braves, the no DH in the NL hurts the Braves though, because Marcell Ozuna is not a good fielder, and everyone knows it.
It hurts the Mets too because they got a couple of guys, Dominic Smith, couple of guys that really can't play the outfield, but they hit well enough that they need to be in a lineup.
Yeah, because last year I think it was between Alonso and Smith, one of them played first and one of them DH pretty much every game. So one of them's going to have to play the outfield, which will probably be Smith, I would assume.
Yeah, McNeil can hit.
He had a bad year last year, but again, I'm not going to really judge any of these guys on like a 60-game season, you know. But
I just think when you add Lindor, you just boom.
Oh yeah, Francisco.
Sure.
You know my thoughts on Francisco. If you ask me to pick one guy to start a team, he might be my pick. He's right there.
And the Braves are loaded. Brinks, they're going to rake. They're going to hit.
Braves are loaded.
Ain't no question there. Now,
Braves
where do they get their outs from too, right? So, I mean, you're right in it. This team's right there. I mean, they can't be any closer to ready to win a division than they are right now.
Yeah, division's tough. We're going to all agree. I think you ask any one of us, we'd all agree division's tough. NL East is going to be tough. But guess what? It's there, though. Like, we're going to be right there. We have an absolute opportunity to win the NL East.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're right. We are, I would say, 2 arms away from me saying, who wants us?
Absolutely.
Like a starter, go get me.
It's got to be one. And you're absolutely right, Tom. It's got to be one of each.
Give me a legit star and give me somebody else in that pen too. I like the pen right now a lot more than I did. Now a lot's going to depend on Hector. If Hector's shit's going, then we're gooch. If Hector, you know what I mean? If Hector's ain't pitching well, we're going to be okay. But I still believe I need somebody else in there. I would so much rather have like Archie, the setup man, and a fucking lights out closer back there.
Oh yeah, of course, I agree with you there. But at least
Trevor Rosenthal was a recent signing, I think, for somebody. Yeah. But I would have liked to see him come here.
Yeah, I saw that, Greg. He signed. I'll tell you what, Tom, I'm right with you. At least we have some bona fide veterans that have gotten jobs done. Jose Alvarado, Tony Watson. There are guys that have, Archie Bradley. I'm not counting Archie Bradley, but like take Archie Bradley and Neris out of it. The rest of it is a lot better than last year, at least. That's for sure.
Yeah, we'll do it like this, right, Wells? I mean, you just talk about, all right, take Archie, we'll keep Archie in. Take Neris out, right? So Bradley, Alvarado, Kinsler, Watson, right there, right?
Yeah.
Anderson, your long relief. Your bullpen's already better. It's already 100 times better. Now, can it be middle of the pack, right? Middle of the pack, is it good? That's just the question over 162, right? Is middle of the pack good enough? Good enough if the rotation isn't. That's the question mark.
To me, the rotation needs to be top. The rotation needs to be top 15 in baseball if you're going to be middle of the back of the pack in the back end, in the bullpen. Now, if the rotation's middle of the pack, I need the back end to be top 15.
Agreed.
And ERA is what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, I mean, hell, middle of the pack or just not dead last year gets us into playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Tommy, like you said earlier, 3 outs 3 freaking outs, and on any combination of games, just 3 outs gets us into playoffs last year.
Yeah, it's quite possibly the worst bullpen I've ever seen in my life last year. Just absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, I think this team's crooked numbers too, right? Like I think it's a team that puts a 5-6 spot up on you in 1 inning. And you're like, what happened, right? Like that's what this team is. And when you're there like that, you owe it to your lineup and to them guys playing every day to go get the fucking out somewhere. You owe it to them. So you know what I'm saying? They're here now. They're here, Johnny. Okay, they're fucking here. I trust in Dave Dombrowski to not give a rat's ass about a fucking farm system like me. Like, I don't fucking care, okay? When I'm a top 5 market, I don't give a fuck.
That's his MO, too. His MO is he'll ruin a farm system to win now, which we're on board.
Yeah,
we're on board. We're on board.
Just don't take stop. That's it. Everybody else is available. My future shortstop is not, but everybody else is available.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they're saying also when you only sign Didi to 2 years, right?
Yeah,
which I think was perfect, you know.
Absolutely, Greg. I think we called for that. We wanted Didi to be signed for 2 years because it's just getting ready for Stott to come in and play.
And the good influx of young talent makes your veterans feel younger too.
Absolutely. It's only going to help Bryce and JT.
Yeah, you need that throughout their careers here. But like I said, positional players are so much more important than the starters in your farm. Like Medina and Howard, like literally should be going yesterday or like next week, or actually not yet.
Let's see how they pitch first.
In the April, I could be dealing with.
Tom's ready to trade both arms. See ya.
What would I say, Mark? Who's that? German
Marquez.
Yeah, I mean,
is that a guy you give Howard up for?
German Marquez. German Marquez is a solid pitcher who's gotten it done in Colorado too, which is very tough to do.
I would do Medina for him. Maybe not Howard. I would do Medina for him.
I'll trade Spencer Howard for German Marquez and literally drive him to Colorado and drive Marquez back with some edibles.
Yeah, I was going to say you have other reasons to want to go to Colorado.
I'd stop. I might make a stop before I pick German up, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I would drive. I guess I would drive either one of them for him.
German Marquez is our number 3. It's a fucking great number 3. I would say that.
Yeah, I mean he's Colorado's 1 or 2, right?
Yeah, he's their ace.
Depending, yeah, exactly.
You want to go? You want to go hard at it, and you go Marquez and you sign Odorizzi. You know what I mean? And, yeah, if you really want to put your dick on the table,
or you want to go hard at it and you say, I mean, Colorado's just trying to get rid of everybody. Give us Marquez and Story, and we'll give you both pitchers.
And while we're at it, Charlie Blackmon maybe for a year?
And we'll say, Story, can you play second?
Can you play second?
You play center?
Trevor, can you play second?
You play center?
Yeah,
center
field.
Well, Blackmon would be incredible, but I doubt they would do that. But there's word that they're trying to trade Trevor Story.
They've always been there. That word's always been there.
Dude, Trevor Story, by the way, had a great year last year.
Can you play center? Can you play center for us? You know what I mean? Can you play center, Trevor?
Trevor Story always hits against us too for some reason. I feel like they're one of them guys that every time we play him, it's like, oh, he Trevor Story homer. That's a shock.
Followed up by
fucking
Charlie Blackmon.
Ryan Braun. Whenever we played,
oh my god,
Milwaukee and fucking Philly, it was like, well, Braun's gonna hit too. You know that.
Braun's back on the
juice. Braun's in town. He's got some needles.
Oh. Lord Almighty.
Yeah, no, bro. I've been looking at Trevor Story because we kind of always thought maybe DD, maybe not. Was Bryson Stott ready, right? So Trevor Story is one of those guys where you kind of always thought for a couple of years he might be available, and in with the Carlos Correas and Kyle or Corey Seager, of who's those guys that their teams aren't going to sell or aren't going to sign long term. Like who's going to be the idiots to let these guys go? Colorado.
Yeah, I agree.
100% right. Like you got to be on like how just how San Diego was. San Diego just came out and said, "Here you go. here's our dick on the table.
Yep.
Dodgers, you guys want to act cute? Watch us. Hold our beer. And that's where you have to be at. Like I'll say it a million times.
Well, San Diego's trying to beat the Dodgers. I mean, smart move
you
for
got to
San
try to
Diego.
beat the Braves, right?
Yeah.
And the only way we're going to beat the Braves is they mash, we mash. Okay? Go get more pitching than that.
Yep.
Because crunch time, outs are important. It ain't like bats go cold sometimes. Outs don't.
Hey,
outs
there's
don't.
not a lot of 11-9 games in the playoffs, is there? No, there's not. You need to get outs.
Nope, because you're going to go against everybody else's dogs. You know what I mean? Or your dog's better for that fight.
And it's October and it's cold and the ball ain't flying like it did in July. You got to get outs.
That's why I don't even care about getting Trevor Story, because of the outs.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
If
you want to throw him on top of the deal, you want to cherry on top of the cupcake. I mean, if I'm going to pick up Germán and Trevor's standing there can I hop in? I mean, yeah. We got seats.
I would
we
ask.
got 5 seats in the car. 2 are going to be taken up by edibles. 1 by Germán. There's 1 available.
Yeah, well, how about that availability goes to the goddamn pen? You know what I mean? Who you got in your pen that you're willing to give up? Anybody?
I don't think they got. No.
Yeah, they're the Rockies. I don't think they have a pen.
I'm not sure. They play a lot of 14 to 12 games against San Diego and LA, so I'm not sure it depends really where we're going to try to go into here.
Yeah, it's bad. It is atrocious. We'll stay away from that.
Stay away from that pen.
Maybe Story can throw.
Oh, what time do the Flyers play again today?
They play today?
Yeah, at 3.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Let me check. They play at 3, I think.
Do they play today? I don't think they do.
Yeah, they play at 3.
Oh,
Yeah, it's 3 o'clock.
Beautiful. Oh, that's right. Back to back. I forgot.
Oh, I didn't
they
realize
said that yesterday. Yeah, Flyers actually play 6 games in the next 8 days, I believe.
Yeah,
Because
they had a couple reschedules. Yep.
They missed that 9 games there or whatever, 9 days.
No, but that's all they're missing. So a little birds and a crumb and
one thing that's cool about the Flyers is because we could say shit, fucking. I think they play 3 back-to-backs in the next week. All the other teams are also on back-to-back, so that's at least good.
That helps out.
Yeah, it helps. Yeah, for sure. Merrill. Oh, he missed a dunk.
I wonder if the Flyers will be on down here.
Hold on, Greg. I'll tell you. I just had it up.
No, they're out on NBC Sports. I'll have to stream them. I'll have to stream them outside.
ESPN Plus, if you have it.
Oh, I do have that. I can watch it on my phone. We can watch the golf while we're in the pool. Oh, sorry.
Uh-huh. There he goes. Fucking pool talk.
Got a little sun yesterday. Getting in the mode. Pool's about 80.
Go fuck yourself. I'm watching it fucking rain outside right now. It's probably about 40.
Suck a dick.
At least the snow's gone.
I got to go on with my guy. Joe Castro at 3:30. So I got a back-to-backer. He needs judges for a little mock draft. So I got to go judge a mock draft over on Philly the podcast.
NFL mock draft.
Yeah, this is where we're at in life with the
Sounds
Eagles.
fun.
Yep, this is where we're at in life with the Eagles.
I'd rather fucking shoot myself tonight than do a mock draft.
What's my way out?
Just come on with the kid crying. I don't know what I can do. Yeah. I gotta deal with this thing here.
Well, that might happen anyway. Supposedly every time Lenz closes her eyes and he closes his eyes, he wakes up. He's a night owl, man. He's an issue with the night. He loves the night.
Like his dad.
No, Dad don't love the night no more.
Dad's not a night owl anymore.
Dad's done at 1, dude. You got me drinking freaking the strongest espresso possible at 1:30 last night. Just
oh my God,
jogging it. And I was rocking and rolling. Ready to go. I was up till 3 again. I think I was up to 2:30. I put him down. Then he wakes up. You think he woke up for Len 2 times, wide awake, just staring. What's up? No, dude, you don't know that. You don't know the difference from night and day yet. Okay.
That's what this is what they do. This is life.
I agree with you, Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny. I'd be down with that.
6. Go to bed. Create an identity somewhere. I mean, there's a few guys that I'm not.
I'm right with you.
On all aspects.
Yeah. Sounds like a pretty solid day.
Goes to the conversation. Is the Eagles' offense fine? Right? And I'll say, do I believe it's fine? No. But do I believe you used a ton of assets there already? Yeah. So it maybe needs to be fine, if that's fair.
Our young receivers seem to think it's fine, who haven't made really any plays in the NFL yet, so that's cool for them to say that.
None of them have made any plays.
Really, bulletin board material in the offseason from guys that have never made plays is awesome. That's stuff that we like. But hey, I do agree. I'd rather go defense. I'd go defense. I'd go Surtain, Parsons. I'd go defense.
Facts, Robert.
Yeah, I think you're tied in your hands are tied. Like, you know what I mean, on this situation. Your hands are just tied up. There's nothing you can do. If you go offense again.
Or if Jamar Chase is there and you just – because everyone seems to think that Jamar Chase, after he runs his pro day, is going to be the number one receiver taken and he's going to like a bona fide stud. So if he's there, I mean, listen, I'll take a bona fide stud receiver, but he fucking better be then. Yeah. He fucking better be.
Give me Pitts over Chase.
No.
Yep.
I don't like Pitts. I don't think Pitts is going to be that good. I'm telling you.
Trust me on this one.
No, I don't trust you. No.
Jake Smith over Chase.
No.
Well. Yes.
No, Chase over Smith.
You guys are wrong. I'm fucking telling you, you two are wrong.
No.
You were wrong. One's a better route runner.
Chase over Smith.
One's a better route runner. All right. One is a better route runner, in my opinion.
Chase over Smith.
I'll take Chase. I'm not
Smith's too tiny to me.
Too tiny.
I don't think he's gonna. I think Smith is gonna be good. I don't think he's going to be a superstar.
Yeah, that's
to
not
me,
a hate
at
on.
6, he's got to be a superstar.
Just was.
I think he's going to be good. He's not going to be a superstar. That's what I'm saying.
Was, though.
What? He just was in Alabama with the other guy hurt? Yeah, I mean, he's getting the ball thrown to him every play.
So we're going to knock the ball thrown to every play.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, okay.
So now playing at Bama.
Beginning of the season, the first 3 weeks of the season, the other guy was catching all the balls until he broke his leg. Waddle had more catches. So, I mean, what am I looking at? You know, I'm just saying, is Devonta Smith that awesome? I'm trying not to think of how great he was in the national championship. Trying to put that in my head. You know what I'm saying? Trying to look at the whole picture. Is it because he's open and no one out there throwing the ball to him every play? Which is not a bad thing. I agree.
So that story's done? I'm just asking you, John. You're telling me a guy said Judy's better than Lamb. I stand by that. All right? I mean, also, Lamb, if you missed it, plays alongside a number one fucking wide receiver in considered a top 5 to 7 in the game in Amari Cooper. So, you know, who's from where, John? So, I mean, come on. I mean, we're like Bama receivers can't play? Is that the agenda we're going with? Julio Jones pretty fucking good. So I don't want to hear that shit. All right? This dude gets open. Not Calvin Ridley open. Like Calvin Ridley, I wasn't in love with. Okay? Judy could fucking run routes. All right, and watching year 2, he's already shown the explosiveness. Okay, watching year 2,
it's tough to judge Judy after last year. I mean, he had a decent rookie year.
Second half of the year, he had a pretty good year.
Yeah, he had a decent rookie year for me throwing him the football. You know what I mean? I mean, Drew Lock was trash.
We're comparing this over two vets. We're comparing that over Dak Prescott and Andy Dalton throwing you the football.
You're right.
And an explosive offense that played from behind. So, I mean, I don't know. It's not a shot at CD. CD was like third on my board, right? It was Judy, it was Jefferson, it was CD, right? It's not a shot. And then it was Ruggs for me, okay? It's not a shot. I'm wrong plenty, but I was pretty fucking close to being right here. And it wouldn't have been Jalen fucking Reagor. I tell you that much, okay? So I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of all of it. So whoever that pick is, I'm not going to be mad at Chase because guess what? He plays in the conference I want guys from, all right, which is the SEC. All right, he plays the highest level football that's out there, all right? Great. Same thing with Smith. So I'm not going to knock him because he played at Bama and the other guy went down. The fucking Heisman winner. So I can't knock it. Motherfucker's open. And he's played with Jalen Hurts before. So I'm trying to do what's best. Pitts, another one, SEC guy, all right? Watch him. It's not just it's the little things. It's coming down there. It's red zone talk. It's red zone. It's double.
I know, Tommy. I know. I'm just saying. It's not a good history of the really athletic tight end that goes top 10. It's not a good history. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
The history of it is not good. It's not good.
The history scares me.
That scares me.
The
skill pedigree.
The skill is different than any of them guys. That's the difference.
Vernon Davis.
Yeah, it's different than him.
Vernon Davis turned out to be a good player, but Vernon Davis, with where he was drafted, not good.
Yeah, but for him, for him.
I'm just giving you these guys that went top 10 as tight ends.
But none of them were mismatched nightmares.
They all were mismatched nightmares.
They all were at the time.
Not the outside.
Well, that's exactly what they were.
They weren't.
Every one of them. Kellen Winslow.
That one I like.
Now he's raping 80-year-old women. Or whatever. Who knows? I think he got arrested for that.
Something like that, yeah.
Kellen Winslow. That's another one, top 10 guy. Kellen Winslow. Vernon Davis. Brandon Pettigrew. Who's the other Lions guy?
Ebron.
Eric Ebron. Another one. Fucking might be the guy they have now. Hawkinson. He went pretty high too. I just don't know. To me, the tight end mismatch thing, it doesn't equate a lot in the NFL, I feel like.
All right. I mean,
That's all. That's just me, my opinion.
Fine. I mean, you can't be scared though.
Not scared. I wouldn't take. He's not top 10 on my board.
He's better than these guys, man.
He's not 10 on my board.
I understand you keep saying this, and he wasn't for me, Wells, and I went and just watched him more because I watched him plenty, but I wanted to see more. And what you see is something that I don't give a fuck. I'm not a tape junkie. I don't watch tape. I understand I'm watching a highlight film of them, and it's the good stuff. So when I watch the good stuff, how fucking good is it? So when I watch it, and you're going up over two guys a handful of fucking times, coming down with the football in the end zone, when you're going against corners on the outside, and you're winning one-on-one battles and going up for footballs and coming down with it, okay, so, and when you're running a 4-5-2 at the tight end position, you're becoming a mismatched nightmare. When I went and watched Chase again, because we didn't get to watch him last year, right? I felt like I was just watching somebody, and I could be totally wrong, that was just could run the go. Ran the go well. Right?
I think you're wrong.
I don't know. I'm scared of the pick. I'm scared. So it's making me second guess.
I'm scared of Pitts.
Well, if you look at the knock. I give a knock.
How
Right
about
here.
the dude for the Giants? That's what everyone said about him coming in too. He's been a bust.
How about the knock on this with Chase?
What's his fucking name? You know what I'm
Chase,
talking about? Guy that dropped the ball against us for us to beat them last year. Evan Ingram. Another one.
Listen, when you talk about this, okay. Now I forget where I was going. God damn it.
When you talk about Chase.
Oh, Chase. So remember something else. He played that year
with Justin Jefferson and Joe Burrow. I got you. Listen, it's the
but
same
they all
thing.
ate though. They all ate.
Oh, I understand he ate.
He had 1,800 yards.
Plan. I'm just saying game plan. And you're playing with a quarterback who's a pick.
Number one overall. Yeah.
So I mean, they not knocking him because he's productive. It's production. Listen. I'm not going to throw shit. We draft Chase. You understand this? He's in my top 5 of guys I want. So don't think I'm being like overly critical or I don't want him. But it's like I'm looking for things that could go wrong for us because that's like, you know what I mean? I'm like,
it's all going wrong.
I'm battered.
Yeah,
I'm battered over here. I'm battered. So now I look at things that go wrong. I agree with you with the tight end. I don't look at him as a pure tight end though. So that's why I throw the asterisk, Wills, because I look at him and I don't consider him just a tight end. So take the label off, right? If you got a flex position, I consider him a fucking flex. So maybe it's a win. Maybe you don't count as a tight end. Now, Surtain, I think, is a guy who plays 12 years and it can't miss. Devontae Smith, I think, he's just such a skilled fucking route runner that he's going to be open. He's going to be open because he's that skilled of a route runner, even though he's smaller. If you got speed and quickness, right, you're going to get open. Jalen Reagor was a great 40 guy. Ran fast straight. Whoop-de fucking do. I'm scared that Chase might be that same guy. How good is his route running?
When he played with all those guys, he played all over the field with LSU. He was in the slot. He was on the outside as well. So it's not like he's obviously a slouch. You know what I mean? You don't catch that much.
Yeah, I mean, they ran a professional offense. They ran a pro-style offense. So that's the thing.
Joe Brady's obviously now in the NFL bringing that system with him. You know what I mean? So
no, I agree with you. I agree with you. I just haven't seen him in a year.
Well, so, and that's part of it, right? The out of sight, out of mind.
Well, his pro day's coming up.
Listen, I think he's extremely fucking skilled, and I'll say it a million times. Rob was saying I was like wrong earlier and all this. or somebody was saying I was wrong, not Rob, about Chase. And I'm not wrong because I'm not saying I don't want him. You understand? Like, it's not like, oh, well, if you draft Chase, I'm pissed. No, not at all. I'll give you knocks on all top 5 guys, right? I can give you knocks on Devontae Smith too. I'm scared of the size, but I watch a guy like Tyreek Hill small too. So, I mean, if you get open, you get open. So, I mean, I'll not get Pitts. I'm scared because of what Wilson said. Absolutely. Surtain I'm scared with because there is question marks too. Like, I mean, that's just part of the game.
And corner's just such a tough position to play. And
then the other guy I like a lot, from Parsons, he didn't play a whole year too. Sewell didn't play. Like my big board is a bunch of guys. I feel like a bunch of guys who didn't play.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I dropped them guys. I put them in the back part of the big board. That doesn't mean they're better. So Surtain, Pitts, Smith.
This is you. This is I can feel Howie Roseman in you. This is how Howie will justify taking a quarterback. There's all these guys. All these guys have there's knocks against all of them. We got to go QB.
We get through the whole thing without it. You know what I mean?
And then shit starts getting thrown.
There's just and then you talk about all the receivers you have and drafted that need to play. Yep. And you need to find out what they are. That's what drove me to Pitts offensively. If you're going to go offense early, okay, because he's not a wide receiver then, and he's not a tight end. He's just a fucking guy who can line up in the slot and beat you. So go ahead then. I mean, your quarterback's best friend is a tight end who gets open. So we need best friends for him. So we going another skill position guy on the outside again? I'll take him. I'll take him because he's better than the guys that we have. So Smith and Chase are both guys I'll take. But I'm like, we're going to go back to the well again. If we do, they better be.
I mean, it's admitting that we didn't pick the right guy last year.
And what's more important? Getting to Super Bowls and winning Super Bowls. What do we see from teams over the last X amount of years, including us? Having an elite tight end, an elite guy in the slot like a Zach Ertz who gets fucking open. Like, that's what you need. Travis Kelce. The list goes on. George Kittle. I know they've got her later picks, but all these guys, Gronk, right, in his primes, right? Like, this helps quarterbacks.
Not even Gronk in his prime. After retired, Gronk was pretty good in the Super Bowl.
I mean, you just look at the Super Bowl, yeah, 2 touchdowns. So
that's what Gronk does. He scores in his Super Bowl.
I think he still has. I think he still has to. Go ahead.
No, real quick. What wins games? Red zone. Red zone.
Touchdowns instead of field goals.
It's Jamar Chase with his 20 touchdowns. How many came from the red zone? Or how many were fucking 70-yard plays that aren't going to happen as much at this level? Like, I'm not saying it's bad. Like, we need explosiveness. So I get it. Who's a better red zone guy? Who gets home more in the red zone? I don't know. Smith or Chase? Who had more red zone touchdowns? That's what I need to know. Because Pitts' touchdowns came in the red zone. They came in the money areas.
So did J. Jaws.
No, fuck J. Jaw. But I hear you. But you understand what I'm saying, too.
I know. I'm with you. I'm just trying to take the other side.
The house is fun, too. Don't get me wrong. So, 70-yard bombs are a great time. I'll take them all day.
We don't have any of those guys either.
I'm not turning down a 70-yard touchdown. I'll tell you that.
No. So nobody.
Oh, Tom wants fucking red zone TDs. All right. No 70-yarders here.
don't misconstrue what I'm saying, everybody. Because I'll take Smith and Chase yesterday. I'm making the case that you went there so many times. How you doing it again?
Yeah. And that's the big side of it, right?
And it's a direct shot at, hey, we didn't pick the right guy last year.
Yeah.
So then it's like how we still making the picks, and we just go full circle.
Still making the chocolate. All right.
It's amazing. It's amazing he's still here, and it is tough because you're right. How do you go back to a position where you've wasted? And I'm going to say wasted because it is. You've wasted a lot of draft capital on guys that it's sad that we still don't know. Right? It's still we don't know what these guys are. And for Reagor, for example, it's tough to say he's a complete bust right now because I'm not going to kill him over 1 year.
Yeah, I agree.
We know J. Jaw at this point, right? And the other guys even drafted.
You call him a bust.
You can call him a bust. But even the guys we drafted them late. So what are we really expecting? Like, are we really that good drafting wide receivers that we're expecting Quez Watkins and John Hightower to pan out?
And with Reagor, I mean, listen, Reagor showed some flashes, and I think he's going to be a guy that can make plays. But obviously, we probably should have taken Jefferson. I mean, if proof's in the pudding at this point.
Hold on. So
Johnny, love it that we're on the 50 inch.
Yeah, love it, John.
Yeah, Johnny, that's fucking sweet. I love clicking the button on my phone and it going right to my TV. It's so cool to do. What I'll say to this though, okay? Yeah, Reagor. I mean, not Reagor. JJ, 99% sure, most likely a bust, right?
Yeah.
Now, but what comes down to it though is I don't disagree with that. But what I'll say is he needs to play this year. I need to it's make or break.
100%. Yep.
So I need you on the field. Like I don't expect to win a lot of football games, so I need you on the field. All right. Travis Fulgham's tweeting out, got a good offense. Well, guess what? You're a low money guy who needs to be on the field.
Other teams.
Yeah, Jalen Reagor needs to be on the field, right? So I'm making the case for all of them. Quez Watkins on the field, John Hightower on the field, right?
Yeah.
So if I stink, guess what? I can address it another year. I don't feel like I can address it early this year. How about you be a team that if you really need one? I mean, you got Greg Ward under contract, right? So you have 6 receivers under deals. So now you're releasing guys when you don't have the cap to be doing this shit. Like to me, it's a no-brainer. They're either trading back or they're not taking a wide receiver. And at the end of the day, number one wide receivers do not always equate to wins.
I agree. No, I agree with you. I'd rather go Surtain. You know this. My pick is Surtain. And I like Micah Parsons too, but I don't think they're going to take a linebacker.
Because I think he walks into fucking with this defense. He walks into 20 tackles a game as a
he'd be all over the field. It'd be perfect. But the problem is we just don't take linebackers. I mean, I'd love to see that change now. Maybe that changes now, but I doubt it because Howie's still here. Still making.
I love late though. Well,
and you know why too? To that. Sorry, go ahead, Tommy.
No, say this after this, Greg. Don't forget Mosley. I would like Mosley late from Bama. I know he's had the issues, but I think you get him in like the third, maybe 4th round. You can get him late. Go ahead and get him. High upside. If the knee's good, which plenty of guys have dropped because of these kinds of things, go draft him. Fuck it. And if he gets hurt, welcome to the party.
Screw it.
Yeah. If he gets hurt, he fits in.
I'll take bad knees for 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
But no, what I was going to say about taking Parsons at 6, right? We had a bona fide defensive coordinator here last year in Jim Schwartz, and we've had for a while, right? We can knock him for his performance, but he's always had top-notch defenses, right? At the end of the day, end of the year. When a guy like that wants a Kenneth Murray in the first round or Patrick Queen, right? Because that's the reports he wanted Kenneth Murray. And then we go wide receiver because the guy doing the shopping doesn't really care. Why would we give Micah Parsons to a brand new defensive coordinator who has no track record in this league? I mean, you would think you would give that to your defensive guy that's been here, that's done that, that's proven that he can win a Super Bowl with the defense. And we didn't give him that last year.
No, I agree, Greg. That's why I don't think they're going to pick a linebacker. I mean, we've gone over this. They haven't drafted a linebacker in the first round since 1979, Jerry Robinson. So
the easiest
I don't see it happening.
The easiest pick's right there in front of you. And I'll say it to him blue in the face, and I'll go say it with Joe at 3:30. I mean, it's Patrick Surtain, and that's it to me.
That's what I want. I mean,
it's not even up for debate.
You put him, you slot him in right next to fucking Darius, and you say, "All right, let's go. We got 2 good cornerbacks. Let's make some plays. I'll
go a step further than you. You want me to go a step further on you? Right in the second round, if Asante Samuel Jr.'s there, I'll take him too. I'll do what we did with Lito and Sheldon. Go get guys. Go get them. He can play the slot his first year. Asante, you can play the slot his first year. Not going to hurt him. All right, but at least you have 3 corners out there now that can cover, and you have a young guy. You have 2 young guys that can learn from a Darius Slay for another year or 2. It's a no fucking brainer that if them 2 guys are there, go to work. Draft your linebacker in the 3rd, right, and then you can go running or whatever. You can draft the running back in the 3rd if you want, or the 4th. You know what I mean? But that's my first 4 picks. Running back's probably either my 3rd or 4th pick, or in the second round, if Najee Harris is there, I'm taking him immediately. I'm not even questioning that. And then the 3rd, I'll go back to corner again. I'll go draft another corner. That's how you go address things. Okay.
Well, we have 2/3, right? So I wouldn't be shocked if we really wanted a guy, and he's there in the second, which guys always drop. I wouldn't be shocked if we try to move up to another second round pick, use one of the 3rds to move up.
Yeah. when you say I wouldn't be surprised, I'm surprised every year with this with his organization because we don't know what they're doing. But I completely agree with you. I don't even know where I was going with that. Shit. Oh, no, when you were talking about going back-to-back corners in first, second round, right, Tommy? Like, with Darius's contract, he's got that buyout after next year, potentially, right? So, I was advocate on bringing him in, so I'm obviously not advocating for letting him go, but you would have to think that if they have the opportunity to shed some cap and get rid of him, having able bodies to replace him is obviously the key part. So it going back to back wouldn't be the most terrible thing, especially with two guys with some pedigree.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with it at all, to be honest with you.
Now you fight fire with water. Right?
Yeah.
You say, you know what? Tons of teams can throw the football around the field, but guess what? We can cover. All right? We can cover.
Through the quad to the gymnasium, John. Absolutely.
Yep. Right through the quad. And what do we always draft?
Your green hat.
We always usually draft linemen pretty well. So now if you go and you can hit on some corners, maybe the following years you can start. Then you can go back and start addressing your D front. But right now, your D front for the most part
is under contract and should be strong.
Yeah, has 3 guys on it that are coming back that are pros. So now can you get some stops? Your offense has to almost be what it is. You should be adding a running back, right? Maybe another tight end late, right? Like that's the kind of things you do, right? Like you're looking for a Najee Harris. I would love ETN, but he doesn't like. I don't know. I need a power back somewhere.
I like Travis ETN, but to me he's probably second, third round guy, right? In that area?
Yeah, I mean, I think Najee Harris, unless he goes to the Steelers per se at the end of the first round, is going to fall in the second round.
No, he's a second round guy, I'd say for sure.
I would do what I can do to get up and get a guy like Najee Harris because I love his skill set and I love the combination. And then I would say, guess what? My offense is closer to being fine. Like if I had them 2 running backs, my offense is closer to being fine because I have 2 guys that are different skill sets. One guy's going to run you the fuck over, and one guy can take 170. So and Najee can too. So to me, that's a guy that I look and I target, right? I mean, I would go winners, right? If I can go Surtain and Najee Harris with my first 2 picks, I'm going to get winners, baby. You want to build a culture again? You want to build a culture of winners? Go to the fucking SEC and go get dogs that play in big games, or go to Clemson and get guys who play in big games. That's why I'm not going to say Kayvon Wallace can't play yet, right? I got to see another year of him getting thrown into the fire because he played at a big school that played in a lot of big fucking games and won games. Yeah. So, like, I want culture guys in a way. Like, I want dogs, but I want guys who have won football games and know what it takes, and especially pedigree guys, and especially a guy like Surtain. I mean, if he ain't built for corner, then nobody is.
Asante Samuel Jr. is.
Yeah, I mean, J.C. Horn is, even though Daddy didn't play corner.
Yeah.
Daddy played wide receiver, but he's still
Joe Little Bighorn?
That's why I'm not out on Jalen Reagor yet, because Daddy played. Like, I want to believe there's more toughness than led on to believe.
Joe Horn's kids in the draft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Cornerback out of South Carolina.
Fucking Joe Horn. Take the cell phone out. Take the cell phone out.
One of the greatest celebrations.
I just want these big schools, guys. Like, I want these big schools. All right. I want LSU, even though they had a down year. They got players there still in their defense. Right. I want some of these. I want the Bamas. I want the big schools. I want the schools playing when it matters this year. Right. That's what I need. There's other good players at other schools. Don't get me wrong, but they need to be later picks. Early on, you got to go set a tone. You got to set a direction. And a direction would be fucking some smash mouth goddamn football because you have a quarterback that's going to need it. You had a quarterback before that could have used it, okay, and did use it to his advantage in 2017 when you actually had running backs, okay? Go address the elephants in the fucking room. And that's corner, that's running back, that's linebacker. Go address the fucking elephants.
And
I agree.
Fucking Taylors.
And sadly, though, I don't think that they agree that those are the elephants in the room. And that's the whole, elephant in the room about this organization right now is there's no mirrors in that NovaCare Center. They don't look at themselves as, we screwed up the wide receivers, right? We've missed on every cornerback that we've picked the last 3 years. Sidney Jones, Avonte Maddox, right? All of them. Like when we're clamoring, when this fan base is clamoring for an undrafted free agent and Frenchie as like our saving grace, like Jesus, come on.
Yeah.
Can we look in the mirror here one time? Like, it is plain to see from all of us because we all have clues. The guys running our organization don't have a damn clue.
I mean, I watched enough Oklahoma. Trey Sermon, I know the name of running back, right?
Last year he played at Ohio State, though. Like,
Yeah.
where he blew up was his 5th year. He had eligibility. He went to Ohio State.
I like
when Master T got hurt, he jumped in.
I like Master T. That's my guy.
Well,
I agree.
It's a great name, so if he can't play.
Big Master T guy.
I agree with Master T. I wouldn't hate Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon's going to be a late-round pick anyway.
Trey Sermon's real late, so if he can come in and help you, because you probably get him in the 5th, I would bet.
At the earliest.
5th, 6th.
Power enough.
Yeah.
Is he power enough for me? That's the problem.
He is pretty powerful.
He is. He'll run over you.
All right. No, I'm just trying to think because I get him and take.
He was the one that ran for Ohio State against Clemson that ran all over him.
Yeah.
Listen, there's tons of good players out there, right? Like if you're good at what you do and you trust your scouting department, like Chuck said this the other day, and he's right. Right, rounds 1 and 2, right? Howie and Jeffrey make the fucking picks, and then after that, they rely on their scouting department. And that's why they hit later round picks more often, which are harder to do, right? That's like harder to do, but that's when they actually open up to like the guys who actually do it, right? Then they open up to them guys.
Never open it up for all questions.
Yeah, but they've been had their hands on picks 1 and 2 for a while now, and that's why it hasn't been good. You see why it hasn't been good in years past, right? Especially when Andy was here, they relied on their guys, they relied on their people. Look, if you come out and say, Jeffrey, we have this great scouting department, but you don't use them in the money rounds, you're a fucking idiot. And that's the Greg's point. They don't look in the mirror. They think they got all the answers, and they've missed on how many 1st and 2nd round picks because they got their fucking fingerprints on it instead of letting your scouting department do with their fucking job. That's bad organizations. It's bad business. Why have them then? Fire everybody and do it yourself then. Save money. Fucking idiots. This is why they miss. Want to know why they miss in rounds 1 and 2 so much? Especially in round 1? And last year, round 2?
And why? I'm upset talking about the Eagles again.
And me and Chuck debate a lot of stuff and disagree with a lot of stuff. But I 120% agree with him on this one.
Yeah, it makes sense.
The proof's there. The proof's there. Like your Jalen Mills of the world, your Vitais, your Salmalus, your Big V's, right? Maladas. These were because you let your scouting department go to work, and there's other names like John Hightower, maybe, right? Because at least he shouldn't get open. It's hard to hit on them picks, but you can see that they do a better job later.
But you can't build sustained success only hitting those picks.
Nope, that's what wins you a Super Bowl.
You're absolutely right. Those picks help supplement good teams.
Your stars.
Yep. Right.
If there's no Pro Bowlers, then them 4th and 5th round guys that have skill sets that can fit or nothing. They mean nothing. So until the stars are in town, they mean shit. Mm-hmm. So they're great picks. Like, and it worked in 2017, right? Mills, right? All them guys, right? Because you had stars.
Yeah.
And then you put all the pressure on these guys to be stars. That's not what they are.
Yep.
Big V, great fucking rotational guy. Moata, great rotational guy. But Dillard's got to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People say, Mulata, your starter. Shut the fuck up. No. That means you missed on another pick.
No, it's kind of like the Phillies center field position. Like, I can't afford for Hazley or Moniak not to be the guy.
Yeah. All right, boys. Let's get to our crumb because I got to get.
Yeah, I was going to say you went way. We just went we went heavy Eagle. We 25 minutes of Eagles talk just jumped out.
It's easy to talk about because it's so bad.
It's just upsetting, isn't it?
And they continue to stay on the tip of the tongue because they're idiots.
Yep.
I don't really have a crumb. I'm going to go anti-crumb today.
Anti-griddle.
Blue City, thanks, brother. Hey, I don't care you're a Yankees fan just because you're tuning in. You're tuning in. Thank you.
Yeah, we were looking at the game, Blue. We talked about it earlier.
Yeah, I'm going Wednesday. I'll be at the Phillies game Wednesday. In Lakeland with the Tigers.
Ready for baseball to start up. Fuck the Yanks.
Your anti-crumb.
No, my anti-crumb is going to be a lot of the guys today playing on the PGA Tour. A lot of them dressed in the black and red for Tiger today, showing just signs of support for Tiger. I know Billy Horschel put a TW on his hat. A couple of the Bridgestone golf guys are actually using Tiger's golf ball as well. So just cool showings of support from the PGA guys today for Tiger.
Good anti-crumb. Don, I do. And Wilson's got to get this in for me because I like the Clippers today against the Bucks.
Clips.
Like the Clips at 3:30.
Don, real quick. Pittsburgh +7. What's the leg? Pittsburgh +7, Ohio State -2.5.
Giddy up.
Giddy up. Both have 4. Both 4 o'clock starts, I believe.
My crumb is what we just talked about. Travis Fulgham, Jalen Reagor. Shut the fuck up. Play football. And then when you play football at a high level, talk as much as you want. All right? Like you're talking about a guy who loves Joel Embiid talking. So, right? Because you play at a high level. Right? If you ain't playing at a high level, shut up. Play at a high level. Then you can come back and tweet all you want about this stuff. You can tweet about whatever else you want. I'm not that guy. You know what I mean? But in terms of like MVP Miles Sanders, shut up. All right? Our offense is fine.
Our offense is fine. Shut up. Yep.
Shut up. So, good, Wells. I'll be talking Eagles.
That's perfect. That's a perfect crumb. I'm just going to say Sixers. I'm going to look at the Sixers fans just because last night I saw a lot of this team's just not as good as we think. This is just not as good. It's not good over a fucking loss in February without one of your top 3 players. It's just, do you guys know the NBA yet? Have you learned? Like we say it every year, and it's got to continue to harp on it, but no one fucking cares about the game that's 3 games before the fucking All-Star break. No one cares, all right? So is it a bad loss? Yeah. Are we just not a very good team? No, we're a good team. Shut the fuck up, okay? Go watch golf or something. Go watch tennis.
Couldn't agree more.
Wow, I feel taking a shot up because I went golf today. What the hell?
Golf. No. I like golf. I love golf. I like golf, Greg. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
I should have said that's why I tried chasing the tennis afterwards. I was like, just said tennis.
You watched tennis the other night, so you know what I mean? But yeah.
I'll watch Australian Open tennis, yes.
Yeah. No, listen, great show, guys. And
absolutely.
You know, if you're just joining us, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, follow, get it in. We are brought to you by our doc. Please make him yours. Dr. Paul Waddell, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com, as well as bodycheckwellness.com. And you can use promo code A2D. And guess what you get? You get 20% off at checkout. So go do that. Go check them out. Go check out their line of products. Like I said, I think the Clarity and Focus. I got their wellness pack, which is really great. They got like a roller that you can use for like your back, or if you have like sciatic, whatever. I feel like I could play 5-on-5 right now. I got the endurance. There's an endurance one too. Like mine's made out of like there's different things. Everything's like hemp, right? Or like mushroom extracts. So it's like, it's really, when you really read about it, it's really good stuff. And obviously Riley Cote trusted a ton, and Todd Harriman's helps with their body and, you know, brain function after being hit around a lot. So a lot of good products there. So go check out their line of products at bodycheckwellness.com. Promo code A2D. And listen, you want your A2D Nike hoodie, right? PhillyDrinkers.com. All you got to do, right in the search bar, just type in A2D, right? And all our shit will come up, and you can check out all our gear. I'm wearing a snapback A2D right now. Love it. I think I got an A2D shirt on underneath too. Yeah, I do. Yep, we got it all on. So take notes, you two. All right. We are fucking, one more. We know a lot of people deal with.
Take notes, you too.
Yeah. Well, we're out.
I'm not gonna comment.
We're out, fam. You know, you can go back and listen everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and everywhere you get your podcasts as well. We are there. We are everywhere. Shows every fucking day. So turn it on. Stay tuned. We out.